Chapter 1855. Yi Chen's swordsmanship shocked everyone, making them feel safe because his swordsmanship could completely eliminate the source of infection. Fellow Yi Chen, you're truly a genius. Yeah, I didn't notice it before. I've heard a lot about you. Fellow Yi Chen can be said to be our leader. Let us follow him. Everyone came to Yi Chen, hoping that he could guide them. Since you all value me so much, it's not impossible for me to guide you. However, I need something. Yi Chen said. What is it? We'll definitely provide it. Someone shouted and the others echoed. Sensing compass. The person holding the compass looked disgusted when he heard that. He did not want to give the treasure to Yi Chen. Can't I? Yi Chen asked. The others looked at each other and then at the person holding the compass. Li Yu, why aren't you handing over the compass? The compass is my treasure. How can I give it away? In such a dangerous time, only Yi Chen can bring us out of danger. How can you be so selfish? I'm selfish. So what? This treasure is mine. Do I need to give it to you? Li Yu's attitude was unyielding. Everyone looked at him coldly. Yi Chen and the other two stood at the side. The patriarch wanted to attack, but Yi Chen stopped him. We don't need to do anything. He'll give it to us naturally. Oh! The patriarch was a little confused. However, since Yi Chen said it, it must be true. At this moment, a group of cultivators had surrounded Li Yu. Are you going to hand it over or not? A cultivator asked forcefully. I'm not handing it over. Damn it! Suddenly, someone attacked Li Yu. Damn it! Li Yu wanted to draw his sword, but at this moment, someone outside the forest sneaked an attack from behind. Swoosh! Li Yu turned his head to look at the person with a sharp blade. Yu. Although he was unwilling, it was useless. The person's blade was poisoned. Soon, Li Yu died from the poison. Got it. A cultivator handed the compass to Yi Chen. All right, since you've handed the compass to me, I'll bring you guys forward. Yi Chen took the compass and walked forward. Master is indeed wise. Ha. Fellow Taoist Yi has long since seen through the hearts of these people. Amazing! Wu Shuang, an old ancestor, sighed in admiration. Now that Yi Chen had obtained the compass, coupled with his powerful sensing ability, it was naturally easier for him to deal with the dangers around him. He had resolved many crises, and everyone trusted him even more. Yi Chen proceeded cautiously after reading the directions on the compass. The aura in the surrounding space became abnormally heavy, and everyone felt that it was very difficult to take a step forward. What's going on? Why are my steps so heavy? Someone asked in confusion. Looks like there's something strange about the depths of this secret cave. Yeah, the demon eye bug from before is proof. We might be getting closer and closer to the void-splitting beast. The void-rending beast is the ultimate magical beast of this hunt. It cannot be underestimated. Everyone raised their vigilance and prepared to face the enemy at any time. Yi Chen walked in front. His eyes were releasing a fiery glow as he observed the terrain around him. Suddenly, he stopped in his tracks. He discovered that in the darkness ahead, the space laws were extremely chaotic, like a dark abyss. Fellow Yi Chen, how is it? A powerhouse stepped forward and asked. Did you see anything in the darkness ahead? Yi Chen asked. No, it's very normal. Is that so? Why don't you go forward and take a look? Ha, fellow Yi, you're too cautious. I'll go. The person sneered and looked at Yi Chen. After all, he was just an outsider with insufficient cultivation base and experience. He had already used his spiritual qi to explore the area ahead. There was no problem at all. The person walked forward and stood in the darkness, waving at everyone. No problem. Ha, I see. It seems that fellow Yi isn't always accurate. Many times, you still need to listen to the opinions of people from the spirit realm. Ascending from the spirit realm, your foundation is limited and you lack experience. You can't say that it's your fault. Fellow Yi, you'd better keep up. A few more powerhouses followed one after another, looking at Yi Chen with disdain. They had seen Yi Chen use the true Samadhi fire to kill the demon eye bug earlier, and thought that he had some ability. It was just a judgment made in a moment of panic. Now that the danger was over, everyone's opinion of Yi Chen had dropped significantly. This was because the three of them had ascended from the spirit realm and were already discriminated against. Come over, all of you. We're fine. The first powerhouse who walked over shouted at everyone. The Patriarch and Wushuang were about to move forward but were stopped by Yi Chen. No. The Patriarch and Wushuang were stunned and did not move forward. At this moment, the thick aura in the darkness became more and more obvious. Everyone felt that they could hardly move their feet. What's going on? My feet. The four cultivators who entered the darkness were unable to move. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Following that, countless insects rushed out from the ground and locked onto everyone's feet. This. Only now did they understand that it was not because Yi Chen was inexperienced, but because they were too confident. Fellow Yi Chen, hurry up and save us. That's right, save us. The four of them cried for help. Yi Chen smiled lightly at them and said, Aren't you guys experienced beast hunters? Why are you guys asking an outsider like me for help? Fellow Yi, don't joke around. We were all wrong. Please save us. That's right, our judgment was wrong. Fellow Yi is still the best. Fellow Yi, hurry up and release the true Samadhi fire. Everyone begged Yi Chen one after another. Tears were about to fall. Humph, a bunch of idiots. Yi Chen sneered in his heart. People like them would only hold him back and even betray him if they were left alive. I'll save you. He walked forward and released the true Samadhi fire. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The power of the flames went straight for the root of the problem, as if they were about to kill the demon insects. However, when the power of the flames corroded them, the eyes of the insects suddenly turned blood red, and they became extremely violent. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Not only were the countless insects not killed, but they also crazily gnawed at everyone's bodies. Ah! Screams rang out continuously. The legs of the powerhouses who entered the darkness turned into dry bones in the blink of an eye, and they fell to the ground one after another. Everyone trembled and retreated, not daring to move forward. Come and save us, you bunch of bastards! Those people cursed angrily, but no one dared to move forward. Yi Chen, how dare you frame us? Although the four cultivators could not move their legs, they glared at Yi Chen. What does this have to do with me? I released the true Samadhi fire to save you, but I failed. Failed. Chapter 1856. Seeing the four cultivators turn into bones in front of them, everyone revealed a look of horror. Many powerhouses looked at Yi Chen coldly. These people then gathered together and whispered, This kid is a ruthless character. We have to be on guard against him. Don't act rashly. This person is ruthless and resolute. The true Samadhi fire seemed to have saved the four of them, but I think it was the true fire that triggered the Earthcrawler's killing intent. Right now, he's the only one fighting against the demonic insects. Let's follow him. Don't be rude. The people nodded and dared not mock Yi Chen anymore. Yi Chen smirked when he saw the people whispering to each other. They were just a bunch of useless people. Everyone, can we go now? Yi Chen asked. No problem, that's enough. They dared not talk about Yi Chen and the other two anymore. Since the other party no longer spouted nonsense, Yi Chen did not want to cause trouble. After all, if they encountered the so-called ultimate demonic beast, the strength of these people would be indispensable. With the help of the compass, Yi Chen released his Pandora demon ability into the space and searched for the old monster's lair. Boom! All of a sudden, the earth shook and rocks crumbled. A series of rumbling sounds came from within the secret cave. Everyone shuddered and retreated. Yi Chen looked into the depths of the secret cave. Go! After giving the order, Yi Chen and the other two flew forward. This is related to the Hunt's champion, we can't fall behind. That's right, charge. Everyone frantically followed, no longer afraid. Yi Chun and the other two were extremely fast. The people behind them released their psionic powers to increase their speed. In just a short while, everyone had flown 100 miles and arrived at the depths of the secret cave. The mountain rocks here were shattered, a scene of desolation. In the darkness ahead, a huge sinkhole appeared. Yi Chun did not walk over directly. That was a taboo. He released his demonic thoughts, which drifted along with the wind. Hoo. The demonic psyche followed Yi Chen's instructions and floated toward the sinkhole in the land of darkness. Inside the sinkhole, a gust of wind swept through and demonic energy soared into the sky. The vibrating demonic energy was like a demonic beast that could devour everything. Seeing that Yi Chen did not move, the people behind him urged him. Fellow Yi, why don't you go up and take a look? Fellow Taoist Yi, this is a good opportunity for you to guide everyone. Go forward and take a look. Fellow Yi, we'll be waiting for your performance. Those powerhouses revealed sinister expressions. With the previous lesson, they would not go on their own now. Instead, they hoped that Yi Chen would take the risk. Meanwhile, Yi Chen had already released his demonic psyche to investigate the sinkhole. Everyone, why don't you go and take a look yourselves? Yi Chen said. Suddenly, a cultivator's eyes gleamed coldly. He released his spiritual energy and charged at Yi Chen. Fellow Taoist Yi, you killed a few fellow cultivators before, and now you want to do the same thing again? Let's go and take a look. This person's eyes were cold, and his tone was obviously threatening. The old ancestor was furious. He walked forward and stared coldly at that time. Ancestor, don't be angry. Yi Chen stopped the patriarch and went to the sinkhole alone. Fellow Yi? While the patriarch was worried, Yi Wushuang was rather surprised too. Based on Yi Chen's character, how could he risk his life to help these stars? I'm fine. Yi Chen nodded at the duo and subsequently walked to the sinkhole. His eyes emitted the light of flames. His golden eyes flame could cover 1,000 miles with a single glance. This pit was actually bottomless, like an endless abyss. It's actually so deep? Yi Chen was shocked. At the same time, he increased the speed at which his demonic psyche went deeper, but he still did not find any information. Could it be? Suddenly, Yi Chen had a thought. He raised his head and looked up into the sky. Roar! A furious roar shook heaven and earth. A pair of scarlet eyes were looking at everyone. It's in the sky. Yi Chen shouted loudly and quickly retreated. Roar! Following that, a furious roar came again. An incomparably huge dark demonic beast appeared on the mountain wall. Its eyes stared at everyone as if it was looking at a mirror. All of you will die. A human's words shocked everyone. It was indeed a great demonic beast at the soul-splitting stage. It's the void-splitting beast, it must be him. Yes, it's him. Catch him. Everyone was terrified but also excited. As long as they caught the void-splitting beast and seized the demon core, they would definitely be the first in this hunt and obtain the opportunity to participate in the Mighty God Drill. Once they entered the venue of the Mighty God Drill, even if they did not obtain a ranking, they would still be able to obtain a reward. Moreover, it was a reward that independent cultivators like them could not refuse. Kill. Some cultivators could not take it anymore and flew toward the void-splitting beast. Cluck, cluck, cluck. The void-splitting beast let out a sinister laugh that sounded like a human. Then, it waved its claws. Chi. With a cutting sound, that person's body was directly cut in half and fell to the ground. What? Everyone was shocked. Although that person's cultivation was not at the peak, he was still at the early stage of the soul-splitting stage. This void-splitting beast was too terrifying. Is this really just a peak stage soul-splitting stage? Could it be that some powerhouses were already thinking of other answers? If it was really a peak stage soul-splitting stage, that person would definitely not be so easily dismembered because the other party did not use any divine abilities or moves. Peak stage soul splitting stage? The void splitting beast sneered. What are you laughing at? What cultivation level are you at? Someone questioned. There's no harm in telling you before you die. I am at the conjoint body stage. Conjoint body stage? Everyone's heart was shocked. A great demon at the conjoint body stage was far stronger than a human cultivator at the conjoint body stage. Now they actually encountered a great demon at the conjoint body stage. This demon is invincible. Let's leave quickly. Some people had already begun to retreat because a group of soul-splitting stage cultivators like them could not fight against a great demon with such a cultivation level. Yi Chen sneered slightly. As expected, they were a group of useless trash. The Patriarch and Yi Wushuang looked at Yi Chen. Since he did not move, the two of them naturally would not act rashly. You still want to leave? You think too much. Seeing that everyone wanted to escape, the void-splitting beast sneered again and again. Then, it waved its claws and suddenly, endless space was released. The surrounding space rapidly changed, sealing all the escape routes. Rumble. Then, the boulder collapsed and trapped everyone in it. Fellow Yi, your martial arts are unparalleled. Why don't you deal with it? That's right, fellow Yi. Our cultivation level is not enough. You do it. We all think highly of you. Those who had looked down on Yi Chen before were now begging him to fight. You guys have sensed it too. I'm just a void refinement cultivator from the spirit realm. How can I fight a great demon at the spirit realm? This. Hearing this, everyone revealed a look of despair. Chapter 1857. These people had mocked Yi Chen for being a spirit rank outsider. Now, with a single sentence from Yi Chen, they had shot themselves in the foot. He could just watch from the sidelines and see how these so-called spirit realm combatants would deal with the Void Ripper beast before them. Everyone, I can't do anything. You're all powerful combatants. The three of us need your protection. Yi Chen and the other two retreated to the side, letting everyone face the Void Ripper beast. The spirit realm combatants hesitated. Although they were confident in their strength, they felt very guilty when facing a conjoint body great demon. Although they thought that Yi Chen could not fight the Void Ripper beast, they could still let him test the Void Ripper beast's strength and use him as cannon fodder. What kind of person was Yi Chen? He instantly saw through their thoughts and retreated. These people were as anxious as ants on a hot pan, headless flies. What should we do? The Void Ripper beast had already sealed off their escape route. They knew that if they could not kill the Void Ripper beast, everyone would become its meal. The human race is rotten indeed. Fighting among themselves trash. The Void Ripper beast sneered. Watching its prey fight among themselves, it must be happy. In fact, it did not want to eat them so quickly. It wanted to see what would happen to the human race in the end. After all, conjoint body great demons had complete intelligence. An existence like the Void Ripper beast was naturally the creator of high intelligence. Kill this beast, let's attack together. In the end, those people could not think of a good strategy and could only fight the Void Ripper beast head-on. Kill. A few cultivators took the lead and attacked. All kinds of artifacts and secret techniques were thrown out. Hiss, hiss, hiss. Suddenly, a strange light flickered in the sky. Its power overflowed and suppressed the Void Ripper beast. Puny tricks, damn it. The Void Ripper beast roared angrily. All the energy in its body exploded. The conjoint body force surrounded its body. Mountains and rivers flowed and the sun and moon flowed. Boom, boom, boom. It was just an earth-shattering roar. All kinds of artifacts and abilities were destroyed by this roar, useless. Seeing this scene, everyone was shocked. What's going on? We attacked together, but this evil creature broke us with just a roar? Isn't it too powerful? Earlier, I've heard from others that demonic beasts are more savage when they have the same cultivation base. But now, this demonic beast's cultivation base is higher than ours. We're like fish on a chopping board. No way, are we all going to die here? Everyone trembled, and their hearts were covered by fear as they sank into depravity. Yi Chen could only shake his head as he watched the people before him. A motley crew, a bunch of trash. How can they achieve great things here? These people did not interest Yi Chen at all. Ah! Let's see how these pieces of trash die in the hands of the void-shattering beasts. The patriarch laughed. Yi Wuxuang's eyes were cold and he said nothing. However, he would not pity these people at all. On the cliff, the void-splitting beast revealed a sinister smile. Looking down at the panicking crowd, he was very satisfied. A bunch of meatballs, die and become my food. The void-splitting beast finally couldn't take it anymore. It flew out, its sharp claws ready to take Chu Feng's life. Whoosh! No. The void breaker beast's sharp claws grabbed one of the cultivators, and it flew up the cliff. Save me, save, swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Kacha, kacha, kacha. The man could not stop screaming, but the void breaker beast's sharp claws merely brushed past him. At that moment, his bones were crushed and his flesh was a mess. There was no sound left. Fear appeared on the people's faces. They mumbled, not daring to move forward. What should we do? It's that outsider's fault. Let him take it. That's right, let him take it. The people were terrified. They pushed the blame to Yi Chen, hoping that he would come and die. What? I'll take it? Yi Chen pretended to be scared and refused to move forward. The patriarch and Wuxuang did nothing. They were just watching the show. Yi Chen, we'll kill you if you don't come. That's right, kill him. The people had lost their minds. All they wanted was to live. However, how could they survive in such a hopeless situation? They only wanted to use Yi Chen's life to appease the Void Breaker Beast. Perhaps the Void Breaker Beast would let them go. Void Breaker Beast, this man has extraordinary talent. He's your best food. Let us go. That's right. He's a human super genius. His talent is invincible. Your cultivation base will definitely rise after eating him. We'll give Yi Chen to you. Let us go. These shameless people had lost their minds. They wanted to rely on Yi Chen's sacrifice for their own survival. Very good. You've done well. I've been annoyed by this kid for a long time. Besides, his talent is not bad. He'll be a delicious meal. Naturally, the Void Breaker Beast was happy to oblige. He knew very well that as long as he killed Yi Chen and the other two, the rest of the people would not be a threat to him. He could eat them slowly. Bring him to me. Yes, yes. The people surrounded Yi Chen. Yi Chen, you better cooperate. Otherwise, you'll die here. Come here. Several powerhouses suppressed Yi Chen. One of them took out a Vajra chain and wrapped it around Yi Chen, handing him over to the Void Breaker Beast. Yi Chen did not resist throughout the process. He only smirked. Ha ha, kid, do you see that? This is the human heart. You humans are the most disgusting. The Void Breaker Beast looked at Yi Chen and smirked. That's right. There's nothing I can do. I'm weak. Yi Chen said. Kid, you have some self-awareness. But aren't you afraid? What's the use of being afraid? I'll be brought here anyway. Smart man, I won't let you suffer. Also, I promise you that after you die, I'll kill them all, the Void Breaker Beast said quietly. Thank you, my great king. Don't thank me for such a small thing. I can see that your talent is great. It's not impossible for you to enter the body integration stage like me in a short time. It's just that you're unlucky to have met me earlier. I can only let you become my meal. This way, your power will be grafted onto me and I'll definitely be able to break through a higher limit. It's my honor to help my great king break through your limit and end my life. Kid, you're good with words. I really can't bear to eat you. Hey, hey. It's all right, my great king. Eat as much as you want. You're much stronger than those trash. I'll fulfill your wish. The Void Breaker beast revealed a satisfied smile. It did not think that a kid from the spirit stage would have such awareness and be so cooperative. Naturally, it was overjoyed. Lord Beast, eat it. Yes, Lord Magical Beast, eat him and let us go. A group of lowly people stepped forward and begged the Void Breaker beast to eat Yi Chen. This way, they would be able to get rid of a huge threat and even please the Void Breaker beast to spare their lives. The Patriarch and Yi Wushuang glared at those people coldly. Killing intent was circulating within them, and they were brewing. Chapter 1858. Alright, I promise you. I'll eat this brat and let you go. The Void Breaker beast said. Thank you, Lord Magical Beast. Everyone bowed, afraid that the Void Breaker beast would change its mind. Brat, farewell. The Void Breaker beast opened its bloody mouth and was about to swallow Yi Chen. Yes, my king, farewell. What? Just as it opened its mouth, the Void Breaker beast suddenly sensed Yi Chen's intense killing intent. It was the determination to kill. Oh no. A thought flashed through its mind and it was about to stop. Too late, Magical Beast King. Yi Chen smirked. The immortal-slaying flying dagger was already out of its sheath. Soul-searching hypnosis. Just as the Void Breaker beast was about to turn around and kill Yi Chen suddenly unleashed the soul-searching hypnosis spell. At once, waves of psychic ability surrounded the Void Breaker beast. Its eyes were filled with confusion as it sank into chaos. The Void Breaker beast trembled and slowly sat on the ground. Ha! I'm going to make you lower your guard and fall into my soul-searching hypnosis. Then, what do you have to fear no matter how powerful you are? Yi Chen smirked and attacked with the immortal-slaying flying dagger. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Every strike was a vital point. In the blink of an eye, the Void Breaker beast's eyes, heart, primordial spirit, and other vital points were severely injured. Roar! Although it was hypnotized and threatened, the Void Breaker beast still roared angrily. However, it was mentally exhausted and could not move. Kill. Yi Chen knew that things would change if he delayed any longer. He unleashed all the power in his body and attacked with one strike. Demonic Psyche Doppelganger, Void Energy, Heaven-Destroying Netherworld Saber. Rumble. The immense power carried the combined power of spiritual and demonic energy. It slashed down and pierced through the Void Breaker beast's primordial spirit head. Roar. With a miserable roar, the Void Breaker beast's body trembled. Its scales shattered and its chi and blood flowed in reverse. It died on the spot. Rank 9 Devouring Rune. Yi Chen released the Supreme Grade Devouring Rune. Powerful demonic energy soared into the sky and absorbed the Void Breaker beast's demonic energy. Not only did Yi Chen kill the void-rending beast, but he also devoured its demonic energy. Who exactly was this brat? This child is strange beyond compare, actually possessing such a powerful demonic ability. He is a demonic type, hiding by our side. That's right. Now that the void-rending beast has been killed, this brat cannot be allowed to live. Right, this person is extremely unusual, and he'll absolutely be an extraordinary calamity if he's allowed to remain in the radiant dimension. Kill him. Everyone was terrified of Yi Chen's background and the fact that he had killed the Void Breaker beast. They wanted to strike first and kill Yi Chen. Ancestor Wushuang. Yi Chen did not even turn his head as he continued to absorb the powerful Pandora demon energy from the void-splitting beast. So. The sound of the wind could be heard, and the sword chi was circulating. Huang Quan led the way, Wushuang opened the door. Chi. Boundless sword chi instantly swept out in all directions, shaking the 9 heavens. Before anyone could react, the shadow behind them had already swept past. Fresh blood gushed into the pillar, and disbelief filled his eyes. To think that the person behind him could have such exquisite coordination and such powerful attainments in swordsmanship. I've tolerated you for a long time. A bunch of good-for-nothings. How dare you plot against fellow Yi? You deserve to die. You dare to be rude to master, kill without mercy. In just a single exchange, 2/3 of the cultivators had already been killed by the ancestor and Wushuang's sneak attack. The remaining 1/3 of the combatants pushed aside and faced the ancestor and Wushuang. At this moment, the ancestor and Yi Wushuang stood in front of Yi Chen, protecting him as he absorbed the Pandora demon energy. Yi Chen's power was monstrous. As he continued to evolve, the Tier 9 Devouring Mageweth had broken through its limit again, becoming a perfected Supreme Devouring Mageweth. This had already surpassed the original limit of the Mageweth. This was the Devouring Mageweth that had evolved by relying on Yi Chen's powerful physical talent and the power of the ancient god body. Roar. However, with a furious roar, Yi Chen's body emitted the powerful might of the Void Breaker Beast. The shadow of the Void Breaker Beast appeared behind Yi Chen. Such a shocking scene completely shocked everyone. How is this possible? He can integrate the power of the Void Breaker Beast and form the Void Breaker Beast apparition? Such an extraordinary person is an evil demon. The remaining combatants were shocked by Yi Chen's actions and state. Many of them could not even move their legs as they retreated while trembling. Yi Chen turned around while laughing out loud. He did not expect that with the success of the perfected Supreme Devouring Mageweth, he could absorb and use the power of everything now that he had devoured. It was a shocking change. You bunch of trash. His eyes emitted a dark glow as the Void Breaker Beast apparition behind him grew stronger. Roar. The Void Breaker Beast apparition gradually solidified and roared at everyone. Didn't you guys want the Void Breaker Beast to let you go? He told me that he would devour all of you after eating me. Now that I've devoured him, I'll fulfill his last wish. Yi Chen's cold voice was like the murmur of the Grim Reaper. Chilling killing intent filled the entire space. No, Master Yi Chen, we kneel. Don't kill us. We all know that you're extremely talented and you're invincible. We were wrong. Let us go. That's right, Master Yi Chen. You're the City Lord's guest. We bow down to you. Everyone knelt on the ground. There was no trace of a spirit realm combatant at all. It's too late to say that now. Yi Chen's eyes exploded with a crimson glow. The Void Breaker Beast behind him could not contain its rage. Void Breaker Beast, devour them! Roar! In its rage, the Void Breaker Beast changed the space. Before everyone could move, they had already fallen into the Void Breaker Beast's devouring space. This is the Void Breaker Beast's natural law, the devouring space. It's extremely compatible with my perfected Supreme Devouring Mageweth. This is a gift from the heavens, but it's also your nightmare. No. Hearing Yi Chen's words that sounded like the judgment of the Grim Reaper, everyone fell into extreme fear. Go to hell. Yi Chen ordered and the Void Breaker Beast's devouring law was activated. Hiss. In the Void Breaker Beast's devouring space, everyone unleashed their abilities, secret techniques, artifacts, and spirit weapons. It's useless. Annihilate them all. Everything was completely annihilated by the devouring law. It was integrated into energy form and absorbed by Yi Chen. Roar. The Void Breaker Beast roared at the sky as if it wanted to devour the heavens. It was 100 times stronger than before. This was due to the power of Yi Chen's perfected Supreme Devouring Mageweth. Fellow Yi, I'm in awe of your foundation. Master, after you devoured the Void Breaker Beast, your foundation is close to the fusion stage. That's right, but it's mainly because of the Void Breaker Beast's power. The demonic core is here. Patriarch, take it. Chapter 1859. Outside the Demon Eye Mountain, everyone in the City Lord's mansion was waiting. I wonder how the hunt went? I don't think so. The loose cultivators participating in this hunt have average cultivation bases and weak foundations. It will be difficult for them to deal with the ultimate demonic beast. That's right. These wandering cultivators are all good-for-nothings. We've given them all sorts of resources, but there's basically no effect at all. The people of the major families all complained. Only the members of the Bai clan held their breaths in anticipation. They were waiting for Yi Chen. Bai Hua went back and told Bai Lin that Yi Chen was personally received by the city lord. It was evident that his ability was extraordinary. Bai Lin was overjoyed. He thought he would definitely win this time. As time passed, everyone became more and more anxious, because none of them had come out. What's going on? They couldn't have been completely wiped out, right? Someone shouted. Everyone's hearts trembled. If that was really the case, then the resources they had released would all go to waste. Aya, hateful, hateful, those people are all trash, not a single one came out. We've held this hunt for nothing. The void-splitting beasts might even harass our trade route. How annoying! Everyone cursed angrily. They were very disappointed with the cultivators gathered this time. The city lord Shangguan Jinyun smirked. He hoped that none of them would come out, especially Yi Chen. Since he could not use him, he would die at the hands of the void-splitting beasts. As for the void-splitting beasts, he would find someone more powerful to deal with them. Everyone, since this bunch of trash hasn't come out, let's go back. Shangguan Jinyun shouted to the crowd. Ha ha, a bunch of trash. And that Yi Chen is trash too. Shangguan Feng laughed and shouted. After all, he had a grudge with Yi Chen before. This is impossible, Bai Hua said in surprise. Bai Hua, I told you to bring back news, but you actually lied to me? Bai Lin angrily rebuked. Father, it's impossible. Yi Chen will definitely come out. His strength is definitely not a problem. What a joke. Now that the city lord has sent everyone back, what else do you have to say? Bai Hua was speechless. If Yi Chen and the rest really died in the Demon Eye Mountain, his mission would be considered a complete failure. He would be abandoned by his clan. By clan, haha, you're still thinking of rising up? Save it. Find an outsider to participate in the hunt. The city lord just casually asked him to say a few words. Does he really think he's a genius? Go back and wait for death by clan. Many clans that had grudges with the Bai clan stepped forward to ridicule them. The person you found is out? How dare you scold us? Bai Lin counterattacked. If you don't come out, you're still a useless family. Even though those people couldn't refute Bai Lin's words, it was the same as what they'd said. If they didn't come out, then it would be impossible for the Bai clan to make a comeback. Sigh. Bai Lin sighed and raised his head to look at the sky. He felt that the Bai clan was finished this time. Just as they were about to leave, the sound of footsteps suddenly appeared in front of them. Shangguan Jinyun's brows twitched. He seemed to have sensed a familiar aura. How is this possible? He turned around to look in the direction of the Demon Eye Mountain and noticed 3 figures walking out. There were only 3 of them. They were Yi Chen, the Patriarch of Hell, and Yi Wushuang. Shangguan Feng was dumbfounded. He initially thought that Yi Chen had died in the Demon Eye Mountain, so he was going to celebrate with some scoundrels. However, he did not expect the 3 of them to come out. Ha, father, look. Bai Lin looked at the mountain pass and was delighted to find that Yi Chen and the other 2 had come out. I didn't expect them to really come out. It's the 3 of them. He immediately turned around to look at the people from the other clans who had not gone far. How is it? Those trash you found didn't come out. Did you see that? Yi Chen and the other 2 came out. Our Bai clan's foresight isn't something you can compare to. Bai Lin laughed loudly and mocked the other clans. Those people gritted their teeth after hearing that, but they could not refute because the cultivators the Bai clan had found had come out. Even if they did not kill the ultimate magical beast, they still won. Yi Chen. Shangguan Jinyun walked forward and shouted. City Governor Shangguan. Yi Chen replied with a smile, but there was a hint of coldness in their eyes that was difficult to see. Congratulations, congratulations! Shangguan Jinyun's expression changed instantly and congratulated Yi Chen. Many thanks. After Yi Chen finished speaking, he turned around and walked toward the Bai clan. Bai Hua, I said that the champion will definitely be us, he said. Yes, Brother Yi, I knew you could do it. This time, only you came out. We don't need to kill the void-splitting beast. I know it's very difficult, but we have already won. Bai Hua said happily. Ha, void-splitting beast, a piece of cake. As he spoke, Yi Chen gave the old ancestor a look. The latter instantly threw out a monster core that flickered with a powerful demonic light. It was the monster core of the void-splitting beast. It's the monster core of the void-splitting beast. I know this energy. How is it possible? They actually killed the void-splitting beast. No, look, the power of this monster core is beyond imagination. This void-splitting beast's cultivation base is obviously at the fusion stage. Killing a fusion stage great demon? This is too exaggerated, right? Everyone was shocked and looked at Yi Chen and the other two with expressions of admiration. The three of them had not ascended, and even Yi Chen was only a late void refinement cultivator, but he could actually kill a fusion stage great demon. This achievement was too shocking. Shangguan Jinyun frowned and his heart was also trembling. He stared at Yi Chen. He knew that the leader of the three was Yi Chen. If they really killed a fusion stage great demon, then it must be Yi Chen's credit. This person's cultivation base is only at the late void refinement, but he can actually kill a fusion stage great demon. How did he do it? He was puzzled, but there was no need to think about it now because only Yi Chen and the other two walked out. Moreover, they killed the void-splitting beast, so they were the champions. Champions, champions! The people of the Bai clan shouted one after another. It was an uproar. The members of the other clans revealed looks of jealousy. They were clans that were stronger than the Bai clan, but the people they found were all trash. However, the Bai clan actually found a genius that could kill a body integration realm great devil. In comparison, they were too inferior. This is really despicable. How could their Bai clan be so lucky to actually be able to find such a miraculous outsider? Unbelievable, could this be heaven's will? Many clan leaders shook their heads and blamed the heavens. At this moment, Shangguan Jinyun went forward and gave Yi Chen the champion token. This is the God token. You can participate in the God drill. Thank you. Yi Chen responded coldly and took the God token. Where do you think you're going? Leave the monster core. Suddenly, an ear-piercing voice sounded, causing Yi Chen's brows to turn cold. Chapter 1860. Yi Chen turned around and saw that it was Shangguan Feng. The demon core is just proof. Since when do I have to give it to you? Yi Chen asked coldly. Humph, the demonic beast hunt is an event organized by the city governor's mansion. If you want to enter the Mighty Phoenix martial arts competition through us, you have to leave the demon core. Cut the crap. Shangguan Feng's aura was domineering and arrogant. Yi Chen's eyes turned cold. The saber gleam flashed and an invisible killing intent penetrated Shangguan Feng's eyes. Ha ha! Shangguan Feng was caught off guard. He only felt a chill in his chest and his entire body was trembling. He screamed in fear. Feng what's wrong? Shangguan Jinyun went forward and pressed him down. Killing intent. Where's the killing intent? Shangguan Jinyun was a little puzzled. He did not see any killing intent at all. He only saw that Shangguan Feng was scared out of his wit. Yi Chen smirked slightly. The killing intent he released was from the immortal slaying flying saber combined with his divine consciousness. It was targeted at Shangguan Feng, and no one else could sense it. Therefore, Shangguan Jinyun did not notice it while Shangguan Feng was scared out of his wit. Stop! Shangguan Feng did not want to admit defeat and wanted to challenge Yi Chen. However, Yi Chen ignored him and walked toward the Bai clan with Wu Shuang and the patriarch. Forget it, don't make a scene. Shangguan Jinyun looked at Yi Chen. Although he did not sense any killing intent, it was obvious that Yi Chen had secretly done this. However, his son was too disappointing. He was so scared by a little killing intent. He would only embarrass himself if he continued to pursue the matter, so he could only let it go. Brother Bai, let's go. Alright. Bai Hua brought Yi Chen, Wu Shuang, and his father back to the Bai clan manor. When they returned to the manor, Bai Lin was overjoyed and gave them a large amount of cultivation resources. This time, Yi Chen finally understood how rich the clans in the spirit realm were. It was just a declining Bai clan, but they could provide such abundant cultivation resources. The resources given last time were already very generous, but this time, all Yi Chen saw were supreme-grade spirit stones. These spirit stones were more than 10 times better than the best spirit stones from last time. It seemed that although the Bai clan valued him last time, they did not completely trust him. It was different this time. He, Wu Shuang, and the patriarch had won the championship, which was equivalent to making a great contribution to the Bai clan. Naturally, the reward was real. Fellow Taoist Yi, this spirit realm is great indeed. I'm afraid that you won't be able to obtain these resources in your entire life in the spirit state. The old master said exaggeratedly. Indeed. Each of these spirit stones is equivalent to 10 mines in the spirit realm's demonic disaster area. It's too exaggerated. Yi Chen said. Master, these are suitable for your cultivation. Wu Shuang said. And Yi Chen nodded lightly while thinking to himself. During this period of time, especially after absorbing the void-splitting beast, he sensed that something was wrong with his foundation. It was extremely difficult for him to improve it. He knew that this was not a bad thing. This meant that the energy density of his foundation was far higher than that of ordinary people. Naturally, it was difficult to improve it. However, previously, he sensed that his foundation was 100 times that of people with the same cultivation base. Now, this number had risen to more than 1,000 times. It was clear that the fusion stage void-splitting beast had greatly improved him. The void-splitting beast itself was a very unusual type of magical beast. Generally speaking, it would not live in the Demon Eye Mountain. However, this time, Yi Chen had caught it and used it as a blood sacrifice for his great perfection devouring Mageweth. Now, Yi Chen had fused his great perfection devouring Mageweth with the void-splitting beast and materialized it. It was even easier to operate. Alright, split it into 3 portions, 1 for each person. Yi Chen, killing the void-splitting beast is your credit. 1 portion for Wu Shuang and I is enough, the old master said. No, entering the spirit realm, the 3 of us must quickly improve at the same time. Otherwise, we won't be able to deal with the combatants of this world. This Feng State City is only a small border city. The level of combatants here is obvious. We don't have to deal with them. We have to look far ahead. Well said. The old master nodded and took 1 portion each with Wu Shuang. Yi Chen picked up the last one and went into his room to cultivate. After entering his room, Yi Chen set up a formation to protect himself. He took out the most supreme-grade spirit stone. This spirit stone was equivalent to 15 mines in the demonic disaster area. Logically speaking, his cultivation base could definitely reach great perfection void refinement. However, at this moment there was a strange feeling in his heart. He thought that he might encounter something strange. Void-splitting beast. A beast's roar could be heard. Roar. The huge shadow of the void-splitting beast appeared behind Yi Chen. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Following that, a powerful great perfection Mageweth appeared around the void-splitting beast's body, constantly emitting strange lights. Roar. The void-splitting beast roared and opened its bloody mouth. Immediately, the supreme-grade spirit stone began to emit spiritual light. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Endless spiritual energy was swallowed by the void-splitting beast like a whale. When the powerful energy entered his body, Yi Chen's meridians surged like a tide, constantly shaking his body. To ordinary people, such a high-intensity devouring was suicide because such a powerful energy density could completely penetrate the meridians. However, Yi Chen was not afraid. His ancient god body had already trained his meridians like dragon tendons. They were indestructible. Even so, Yi Chen still felt the extreme pain in his body. One could see how powerful the energy density was. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. The energy kept surging and flowing, persisting like this for an hour. Kacha, kacha, kacha. Following the sound of cracking, the supreme-grade spirit stone shattered and turned into powder. Meanwhile, Yi Chen stood up. His eyes were like stars, emitting strange lights. Although I feel full, the capacity of my spiritual power has obviously increased by more than one level. Yi Chen was shocked. He felt that his talent seemed to have increased to a new height. Although the progress of his cultivation base was bound to be slow, the increase in power by a small level was something that ordinary cultivators could achieve by advancing many levels. This kind of cultivation was the foundation of invincibility. Ha ha ha, that's great. He was not afraid of the slow progress of his cultivation base. What he was afraid of was an unstable foundation. Now it seemed that his foundation was not unique, but he was definitely a peerless genius. In order to improve his strength as soon as possible and deal with the invincible martial arts, Yi Chen continued to use the void-splitting beast's devouring ability. In one night, he absorbed all the spirit stones. If people knew about this, they would definitely be called a madman. This was because even a super genius in the spiritual realm would need at least a month to completely absorb these spirit stones. However, Yi Chen only used one night. For a few days, Yi Chen made various requests. He did not expect the Bai clan to agree to all of them. Yi Chen's foundation and strength had greatly improved. Chapter 1861. The next morning, Yi Chen woke up and felt comfortable. All his acupoints had been opened. He walked out of the house and felt the spiritual energy between heaven and earth. It was really sensitive. If this spiritual energy was in the soul stage, it would be a land of heroes. However, it's normal here. Yi Chen took a deep breath and moved his entire body. Sure enough, it was as easy as moving an arm. He flew up the building and looked into the distance. It was a naive scene. Suddenly, a powerful murderous intent came. According to Yi Chen's senses, it came from far away. It was obvious that the person was powerful to be able to reach here. Who is it? Yi Chen released his spiritual energy and reached 10 miles away through voice transmission. You're Yi Chen. Yes, who are you? It's unwise to provoke me deliberately. Unwise? Ah. The person laughed, not hiding his contempt for Yi Chen at all. I'm Shangguan Jie, Shangguan Feng's second brother. I heard that you bullied my little brother. How can I sit back and watch? Ha, that useless brother, what can he do? You. Shangguan Jie was furious. He did not expect Yi Chen to be so arrogant. Very well, do you dare to come to Fengzhou City's life and death ring? Why not? It's just that killing you won't make the city governor angry, right? You're looking down on me. Yi Chen, I'll definitely take your life. I'll keep you company. The voice transmission stopped and the battle began. In the next 3 days, Yi Chen heard all kinds of discussions on the street. They said that Shangguan Jie challenged Yi Chen to the life and death ring, and many people wanted to watch. Yi Chen did not expect that no one from the city governor's mansion would come out to stop the commotion. It meant that Shangguan Jie really wanted to kill him. Shangguan Jinyun, I didn't expect you to be such a narrow-minded person. You want to kill me because I don't want to join the city governor's mansion. Very well, I'll sacrifice your son. Since Shangguan Jinyun wanted to make things difficult for him, Yi Chen would not show mercy. 3 days later, Yi Chen went to the life and death ring alone. The life and death ring was under a mountain in Fengzhou City. The surrounding environment was complicated and the terrain was steep. There was a high peak with natural laws. It was a spiritual land and was eventually chosen by Fengzhou City as the life and death ring. Anyone with a grudge could come here to fight, regardless of life or death. Yi Chen personally stepped onto the peak and saw countless cultivators watching from below. I didn't expect Yi Chen to really dare to come. We've struck it rich this time. That's right. What kind of person is Shangguan Jie? He's an almighty at mastery stage divine division. Yi Chen is only at mastery stage void refinement. How can he fight against him? You're courting death. I heard that he agreed to such a thing on the spot. He even humiliated Shangguan Jie. He will die an ugly death this time. Everyone discussed among themselves, thinking that Yi Chen would definitely die. He might even be tortured to death by Shangguan Jie. After all, he had embarrassed Shangguan Feng so much, so Shangguan Jie would not let him go. Soon, the people from Fengzhou City's Orchid Moon Workshop arrived. Even the people from Lan Yu Workshop are here. This is going to be fun. That's right. It's mainly because Yi Chen won the big hunting competition. He should be famous now that he's attracted the attention of the Orchid Moon Workshop. We've arrived at the Orchid Moon Workshop. The stakes this time will definitely be huge. Let's place our bets in peace and win everything we have. Yes, yes. Everyone ran to the Orchid Moon Workshop and requested to place their bet. Everyone, you all know the rules of the Orchid Moon Workshop. Once you place your bets, you can't go back on your word. Don't worry, sir. We all understand. I bet that Yi Chen will die a horrible death. Yes, yes. This brat is too arrogant. He deserves to die. Everyone placed their bets one after another. Most of them were betting on Yi Chen's death. The host of the Orchid Moon Workshop was a lady in her 30s. Her name was Lu Rui, and she was the host of the Orchid Moon Workshop. Everyone was very happy that she came personally this time. She was tall and had an extraordinary temperament. Most importantly, her sexy curves and beautiful big eyes were enough to charm countless cultivators. No matter how high the price is, our Orchid Moon Workshop can afford it. Come, come. Ha ha ha, Madame Rui is hosting it personally. We'll naturally do our best to support you. Yes, yes, I'll bet all my treasures. As Lu Rui was the host, everyone's eyes could not leave her body as they placed their bids one after another. Looking at the complicated scene below, Yi Chen did not care at all. He was waiting for his opponent. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Suddenly, lightning flashed and thunder rumbled in the sky. It represented Shangguan Jie's fury. He wanted to punish Yi Chen completely. Ha ha ha, how dare you come? Shangguan Jie laughed out loud. He was very happy because he knew that he would definitely win. He would kill his opponent today and obtain the gambling prize. It was killing two birds with one stone. Why not? The brother of a piece of trash is still a piece of trash after all. You be asterisk starred. You're so eloquent and arrogant. I'll make you die a horrible death today. Come on. Yi Chen smirked lightly and extended his hand in an inviting gesture. It's starting. It's starting. That's right. It's really starting. Place your bets or there won't be any more games. Everyone moved faster and there was a lot of noise. Lu Rui's business was booming, so she welcomed them with a smile. At that moment, the patriarch and Yi Wushuang walked over. Ha ha, what a good deal. Let's play. The patriarch walked forward and took out his divine weapon, Underworld Sword. Patriarch? Yi Wushuang was shocked. He did not expect the patriarch to bet his life divine weapon. What do you think? Who's up there? Do you still need to worry about this deal? The patriarch said with a smile. That's true. Although Yi Wushuang trusted Yi Chen 100%, he did not bet his heavenly emperor sword. Instead, he bet supreme-grade spirit stones. It was a huge sum of money, and it shocked everyone present. Who are they betting on? At that moment, the patriarch and Yi Wushuang placed their bets on Yi Chen's position. Everyone was stunned. These two fools bet on Yi Chen to win. They even bet that Shangguan Jie would die a horrible death? Their actions made countless people look at them strangely. Subsequently, they despised them. They're really here to make their presence known. They're like fools. If they're playing like that, they should take a leave right now. Indeed. Everyone despised them and turned their heads to look at the death ring. At that moment, Shangguan Jie was glaring at Yi Chen angrily. His eyes were filled with killing intent. Clearly, he would not let Yi Chen go. Many people smiled proudly. As long as Yi Chen died, they would profit. After all, to them, Yi Chen would definitely lose. They would not earn much. Yi Chen's death was what they wanted. Kill. Shangguan Jie was furious. He did not care about the environment or the position at all. To him, killing Yi Chen would only take a swing of his sword. Clang. Suddenly, the blade was caught by Yi Chen's fingers. What? Shangguan Jie's sword seemed ordinary, but it was actually extremely exquisite. It contained a secret method unique to soul splitting. It was impossible for a void refinement cultivator to see through it, let alone catch it with one hand. Chapter 1862. How did you do it? Shangguan Jie asked in surprise. I don't even need to explain such a simple thing to you. Shangguan Feng's brother is really a fool. Yi Chen said. Ah! Shangguan Jie roared, furious and ruthless. Kill! Like a beast, Shangguan Jie completely lost his mind and went straight for Yi Chen. Everyone saw that something was wrong and began to discuss. What happened just now? Why did Shangguan Jie feel humiliated? That sword strike just now felt a little strange. You all don't understand. That sword strike just now seemed ordinary, but it actually contained a mysterious method. Only a spirit-severing expert could see the subtlety of it. Everyone turned their heads and found that the patriarch was talking with confidence. TSK, aren't you optimistic about that kid? Are you saying that Yi Chen is an expert who can easily catch such a sword chi? Someone asked. Ha ha, that's right. The patriarch didn't deny it and admitted it directly because it was the truth. What else could he say? TSK, don't be deceived by him. The sword strike just now was just a test move by Shangguan Jie. It's not as complicated and mysterious as he said. It's just a coincidence that Yi Chen caught it. That's right. We've already bet on it. Can Yi Chen still win? If that's the case, won't we all go bankrupt? That's right. Is this old man cursing us to go bankrupt, or is he short-sighted and talking nonsense? Don't worry about him. Let's continue watching. Everyone turned around and looked at the ring again. Sigh, what a motley crew. There are really no experts in the spiritual realm. The patriarch sighed. Patriarch, there's no need to do this. Just watch. Yes. Both of them also looked at the ring. At this moment, Shangguan Jie was like a tiger out of its cage, attacking crazily. Every attack was a fatal move. Not to mention a void training cultivator, even a late-stage spirit-severing cultivator would find it difficult to resist such a move. Because in Feng State City, Shangguan Jie's talent was considered one of the best. Why can't I win after so long? However, after a moment of entanglement, Shangguan Jie had already discovered the problem. The opponent did not use his full strength at all, and he only attacked blindly, consuming too much energy. Yi Chen, you're only defending and not attacking. Are you afraid of me? Afraid of you? You think too highly of yourself. Dueling with an idiot like you is just a waste of time. So, I want to find some entertainment for myself. This is just a monkey show. Just a monkey show? As soon as this remark came out, not only Shangguan Jie, but the people below were also stunned. Yi Chen dared to look down on Shangguan Jie so much. Not only did he not treat him as his opponent, but he also did not even treat him as a human. What was this? This Yi Chen is really… Damn it, Shangguan Jie is going to explode. It's been a long time ago. Look at his eyes, they're scarlet. Ha ha ha, that's great. Yi Chen's dead for sure this time. We'll be rich. Everyone was happy. After all, they wanted to see Yi Chen provoking Shangguan Jie. This way they could provoke Shangguan Jie and scare him to death. They wanted to end this farce quickly. Fellow Taoist, Yi seems to be familiarizing yourself with the results of your cultivation during this period of time. You may have used less than 10% of your strength, but Shangguan Jie is a little weak, the ancestor said. Yes, Master didn't use his strength at all. Although this Shangguan Jie is in the late stage of spirit severing, his foundation is not stable. He is not worthy of Master taking him seriously. Wu Shuang said. The two continued to watch. On the platform, Shangguan Jie was completely furious. Yi Chen, I'm going to kill you and tear you into pieces. The long sword in Shangguan Jie's hand flickered with cold light. This was a high-grade divine weapon from the spiritual realm. It could double the power of the wielder. Kill! Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The sword energy soared out of the ninth heaven, shaking the clouds and thunder. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Suddenly, the wind and clouds surged, and the power of thunder and lightning poured down from the clouds, attacking Yi Chen. Wow, everyone was shocked. This was the unique secret technique of the city governor's mansion, or divine sword lightning wielding technique. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. The sword energy merged with the divine thunder of the ninth heaven, and an endless aura descended. Everyone thought that Yi Chen would die. At this moment, a soft laugh broke the shock of everyone. Turning their heads, they saw Lu Rui's charming eyes. It was very tempting. Lady Rui, what do you mean? Everyone asked. This divine sword lightning wielding technique has form but no spirit. Huh! The moment that was said, everyone was shocked. They looked at the divine sword lightning wielding technique before them. It was already at the point of perfection, but to Lu Rui, it had form but no spirit. Were they seeing things, or was Lu Rui exaggerating? After all, Lu Rui's figure was too explosive. Every move she made those who placed their bets fall for her. No one dared to refute her words. However, most people believed that Yi Chen would definitely die a horrible death. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. The power of thunder and the ninth heaven sword chi descended at the same time. You call this lightning control? What a joke! Yi Chen sneered. Following that, with a wave of his hand, a huge hand seal transformed into the star-plucking hand. The divine thunder of heaven and earth did not escape his palm. Everyone was shocked on the spot. Such divine might was too illusory. At this moment, Yi Chen clenched his hand. Immediately, the divine thunder of heaven and earth was sucked into his invisible palm. The crowd did not know that the divine thunder and sword chi were all absorbed by Yi Chen's supreme great perfection devouring Mageweth. Roar. Following that, the void-rending beast roared at the sky, shocking everyone. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Everyone felt dizzy. Those who did not have enough foundation fainted. What? Shangguan Jie was terrified. He really saw the huge and terrifying body of the void-rending beast. This is the void-rending beast. That's right. I'll let you see the void-rending beast for the last time before you die. Consider it a little surprise from me. Die. Yi Chen's eyes released endless murderous intent. He did not show any mercy. I'll give you back your own. Heavenly Thunder God Palm, Collapsing World Thunder Strike. Yi Chen activated the power of the ninth heaven sword chi and the divine thunder of heaven and earth that the void-rending beast had absorbed earlier. He turned them into his palm energy and released it forcefully. Rumble. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. The raging palm shook heaven and earth, and its power was 100 times stronger than before. A scream was heard. The divine thunder was extremely powerful, and his body collapsed. Shangguan Jie, who was clamoring in rage earlier, was now just a pile of mud. His flesh was a mess and his bones were broken. Ah, such a violent killing move made countless cultivators widen their eyes, almost fainting from fear. This Shangguanjie, the Shangguanjie who clamored to tear Yi Chen into pieces, was torn into pieces by his own power. It's too terrifying, a ghost. Many people could not bear such psychological pressure, so they fled one after another. Ah! Mad laughter came from the fighting ring. Yi Chen's divine might was unparalleled, and his aura shook the world. Chapter 1863. Yi Chen killed Shangguanjie in a domineering manner, shocking everyone present. How is this possible? Someone became absent-minded. He had bet everything he had, but now, he actually lost. What should he do? He slowly took a few steps back, and then sat on the ground, his heart like dead water. Although many people didn't bet all their wealth, they were still incomparably shocked. They looked at the only person standing on the battle platform. He was like a ghost descending from the heavens, extremely terrifying. He killed Shangguanjie. Shangguanjie is the second son of the city lord mansion. This kid is really ruthless. He's too daring. Last time, he intimidated Shangguanfeng, and this time, he killed Shangguanjie. Is he really not afraid of offending the city lord? His strength is too terrifying. Shangguanjie, a master at the spirit-severing stage, was instantly killed. This kid is really strange. Everyone did not dare to look at Yi Chen. A void refinement cultivator had easily killed a soul-splitting stage expert. Moreover, he was an outsider from the spirit rank. This kind of thing had probably never happened in the history of the spirit realm. Who would not be shocked when it happened before their eyes today? Yes, yes. Lu Rui nodded slightly as her lips moved. She looked at Yi Chen in the ring with admiration. A genius indeed. She couldn't help muttering to herself. At that moment, Yi Chen flew down from the ring. No one dared to stop him, so they made way for him. The battle has ended. Does the Orchid Moon Workshop approve of it? Yi Chen came to the Lanyu workshop and asked Lu Rui. Ha ha ha, young master, you must be joking. The people of Lanyu workshop are only doing business. How can we judge such things? However, Shangguanjie brought this upon himself, so he can't blame anyone else, said Lu Rui with a smile. Thank you, madam. Yi Chen cupped his hands and bowed. During this period of time, he had been walking around Feng State City and had often heard of the Lanyu workshop's name. It was a powerful force in Feng State City. Now that he had killed Shangguanjie, he must have fallen out with the city governor's mansion. In that case, the Lanyu workshop had become a key force. With their support, things would be much easier. Patriarch, how much did you win? Ha ha ha, fellow Yi, this old man has staked everything he has this time, using the underworld's sword as the wager. Do you still need to say more about the harvest? Amazing, amazing! Yi Chen and the other two were about to leave with the treasures. Young master. At that moment, Lu Rui stopped Yi Chen. Madam, is there anything else? May I have a word with you, young master? Forefather, wait here for a moment. All right. The patriarch gave Yi Chen a strange look, as if he was hinting at something. Pooh! Yi Chen almost vomited. Had his taste become the same as the patriarch's? He came in front of Lu Rui and was brought to the riverside. Young master, what do you think of Lanyu Workshop? Ha, the Lanyu Workshop is a big force in Feng State City, and its business is very big. I heard that it even went out of Feng State City and entered the spiritual world. Of course, I'm an outsider, so I don't know much. Young master is indeed interested. The Orchid Moon Workshop is a place to do business. I can see that young master has an extraordinary foundation and is powerful, but your cultivation is not very high. This is the talent that the Orchid Moon Workshop needs. I want to recommend young master to the Orchid Moon Workshop's guest residence. What do you think? A guest elder's residence? That's right. Once you enter the guest residence, You will be a member of the Orchid Moon Workshop. You will be protected by the Orchid Moon Workshop. Usually, there won't be any problems, but when it comes to a big bet, I hope that you will lend us a hand." "I see." Yi Chen understood as soon as he heard that. It was the Orchid Moon Workshop's thugs. "How's the reward?" "Haha, young master should have heard that the Orchid Moon Workshop is the most rewarding place in Feng State City." "I'll need to think about this." "There's no need to think about it. Young master is a smart man. You killed Shangguanjie. Do you think you still have the capital to stand in Feng State City?" "You mean the city governor's mansion will deal with me?" "That's obvious. The city governor is in charge of the affairs of Feng State City, but he also listens to the big cities in the spiritual world. The Orchid Moon Workshop has dealings with those big cities. If young master is really punished by the city governor's mansion, we'll be your best protection." Yi Chen pretended to think carefully and nodded slightly. "All right, I promise you." "That's great. With young master's help, the Orchid Moon Workshop will definitely prosper and change with each passing day." Lu Rui looked at Yi Chen with a smile. There was a hint of charm in her eyes. Yi Chen's martial will was extremely strong, so naturally, he was not affected. "This is the Orchid Moon token. With this token, young master will be protected by the Orchid Moon Workshop. There will be no problem." "Thank you, madam." Yi Chen was overjoyed that he had succeeded. After saying that, he bid farewell to Lu Rui and returned to the Bai clan with the patriarch and the other two. The city governor's mansion. Oh no, oh no. An imperial guard ran into the mansion in a frenzy. "What are you shouting for? What's wrong?" Shangguan Jinyun scolded angrily. "City governor!" The imperial guard fell to the ground, crying bitterly. "What happened?" Shangguan Jinyun was puzzled. Second young master, he, How's Jer?" Second young master had a life and death duel today. He died in the ring of life and death. What? Shangguan Jinyun's eyes widened like bronze bells. His killing intent soared. The imperial guard fell to the ground, not daring to move at all. Otherwise, he would die without a burial. "Who killed him?" Shangguan Jinyun roared loudly. "Yi Chen, it's that brat Yi Chen." "Damn it." Spiritual energy erupted from Shangguan Jinyun's body and soared into the sky. A loud boom resounded for hundreds of miles. In the Bai clan, Yi Chen was sitting cross-legged and adjusting his breath when he suddenly felt an intense shock. "Shangguan Jinyun, was it you?" Hearing the furious voice, Yi Chen naturally thought of him. "Yi Chen, I'll kill you!" The voice transmission shook the entire city. Everyone immediately learned of the shocking news that Yi Chen had torn Shangguanjie into pieces. When the news spread, countless cultivators looked at Yi Chen in a different light. This person dared to provoke the emperor. It was truly shocking. However, at the same time, everyone thought that Yi Chen would not live for more than 3 days. He would definitely die in the hands of the city governor. In the Bai clan's main hall. "What was that sound?" Bai Lin asked. "Patriarch, it's bad." That was City Governor Shangguan Jinyun's voice transmission. "We heard it clearly. He wants to kill Yi Chen. We can't keep him here." "What?" Bai Lin turned pale with fright and almost fell to the ground. Originally, they relied on Yi Chen to win the grand hunting competition and were about to enter the invincible martial arts competition. However, something like this happened. What should they do? "Sigh, does the heavens want my Bai clan to die?" Bai Lin knelt on the ground and almost fainted. "Patriarch, patriarch!" Everyone woke Bai Lin up. At this moment, Bai Hua also came. "Father!" "Bai Hua, what's going on?" "Yi Chen killed Shangguanjie." End of this chapter. Chapter 1864. Yi Chen killed Shangguanjie? Why? Bai Lin was about to cry. He was going to miss such a good opportunity to bring glory to the family. "Sigh, father, Shangguanjie provoked Yi Chen for his younger brother, Shangguan Feng. He wanted to kill Yi Chen because he was a spirit-severing expert and agreed to fight to the death. He didn't expect Yi Chen to kill him and tear him into pieces. Tear him into pieces? This. Bai Lin kept shaking his head. He knew that the grudge between Yi Chen and the city governor was huge. He could no longer let Yi Chen stay in the Bai family. Otherwise, disaster would befall him. Get Yi Chen to leave the Bai family immediately. Father, that's not good. After all, the two of them agreed to fight to the death. Even if he's killed, it's within the rules. Will the city governor really blame Yi Chen? You're really muddle-headed. Don't you know who the city governor is? He's someone you can't afford to offend. Moreover, this person is narrow-minded and won't tolerate Yi Chen. The so-called invincible martial arts is completely ruined. If we don't chase Yi Chen away, we'll be buried with him. This. Bai Hua's heart trembled. He knew that for his father to be so worried, it must be true. All right, I'll get Yi Chen to leave. With that, Bai Hua left the hall. Sigh, what a sin. How could such a thing happen? This Yi Chen is too arrogant. Master, since things have come to this, it's more important for us to stay alive. Yes, make the arrangements immediately. We must get that brat to leave the Bai family. Yes. The patriarch left quickly to prepare. Bai Hua walked on the road, feeling conflicted. It was not easy to find a helper like Yi Chen. He could use spirit stones to exchange for the rise of the Bai family. It was such a good deal, but he did not expect such a thing to happen. If I were the master, I'd definitely make Yi Chen stay and gamble. He shouted in his heart. However, Bai Lin was still the master, so he had no choice but to follow the master's orders. Thud, thud, thud. He quickly arrived at Yi Chen's residence. Brother Yi, Brother Yi. Brother Bai, this way please. Yi Chen came out to greet him. During his time in the Bai clan, Bai Hua had treated him well. He had agreed to all his conditions and even prepared many small surprises, which made Yi Chen very comfortable. Brother Bai, you look travel-worn. What's the matter? Brother Yi, something big has happened. Haha, what is it? In reality, Yi Chen knew what was going on. However, to him, it was not a big deal. It was too common. Brother Yi, the whole city knows that you killed Shangguanjie. Now the city lord mansion wants to get rid of you. You'd better leave quickly. Leave? Ha ha ha, Brother Bai, you're underestimating me. The city lord's mansion is nothing in my eyes. I'll take care of this. You don't need to worry. Brother Yi, you've caused such a huge disaster, yet you act as if nothing happened. Your boldness is truly astonishing. However, the city lord has displayed his might and transmitted his voice over 1,000 li. He wants to kill you. Did you not hear him? With your cultivation, even ordinary people can hear me. How can I not hear you? Then why don't you leave quickly? Ha, I haven't fulfilled my promise to Brother Bai. How can I leave? Thank you, Brother Yi. Bai Hua stood up and bowed in greeting. Brother Bai, why are you doing this? Brother Yi, I'm really grateful that you still remember what you promised me before such a crisis. Sai, you've misunderstood me. I've said it before, the city lord mansion is nothing to me. Seeing that Yi Chen was so determined, Bai Hua did not want to dwell on this issue anymore. He came here this time to get Yi Chen to leave the Bai clan. He stood up and paced back and forth. Obviously, he had not made up his mind. Brother Bai, you still have something on your mind, Yi Chen said with a smile. I won't hide it from Brother Yi. The patriarch wants you to leave the Bai clan immediately. Yi Chen smiled lightly and proceeded to ask why. Is there a need to say more? Brother Yi, the patriarch is afraid that you'll implicate the Bai clan. Now that the city lord mansion has issued the order to kill you, if you don't leave the Bai clan, we'll all die without a burial place. You're powerful in martial arts and you're not afraid of anything, but our Bai clan can't. We're all ordinary people, how can we not be afraid? Ha ha ha! Yi Chen stood up and laughed maniacally. Isn't the Bai clan too afraid of trouble? I, Yi Chen, did my best to help you win the championship, but you actually want me to leave. Who's being rude? As soon as this was said, Bai Hua was shocked and speechless. However, he did not dare to disobey the patriarch's order. Brother Yi, our Bai clan doesn't need you to fight for the championship. You should leave. I, Yi Chen, will definitely do what I promised. How can I leave if I can't do it? I'll handle the matter of the City Lord Mansion. Don't say any more and leave. Me. Bai Hua looked at Yi Chen's cold eyes and felt fear in his heart. He could only leave. All of this was seen by the Bai clan's patriarch, and he left in a hurry. Yi Chen had long sensed the patriarch's presence, but he did not take it seriously. When he returned to the house, the patriarch welcomed him. Ha, fellow Yi is indeed powerful. I think Bai Hua won't dare to come again. Let's just cultivate in peace. That's right. In order to enter the higher level of the capital, we must raise our cultivation base. The three of them nodded and entered the house to cultivate. The Bai clan's patriarch quickly returned to Bai Lin's residence and explained the matter. How dare you, Yi Chen? How dare you refuse to leave? Bai Lin's eyes were cold and filled with killing intent. Since he's heartless, don't blame us for being unjust. Inform the City Lord Mansion immediately. Yes, sir. The Bai clan's patriarch received the order and quickly rushed toward the City Lord Mansion. After an hour, the patriarch arrived at the City Lord Mansion's door. Who is it? The Imperial Guard stepped forward. I'm the Bai clan's patriarch. I have something important to report to the City Lord. Wait! This lowly one obeys. The patriarch stood on the spot and waited for the report. After a while, the Imperial Guard came out and let him in. Kill. After entering, 2 Imperial Guards immediately placed their sabers on the patriarch's neck. The Bai clan colluded with Yi Chen to kill second young master. They should be killed. Oh, it's not like that. I'm the Bai clan's patriarch. I'm here to report Yi Chen and cooperate with the City Lord to kill this person. At this moment, a person walked out of the main hall. It was Shangguan Jinyun. Is what you said true? This is the Patriarch's personal letter. Please take a look, City Lord. Shangguan Jinyun took the letter and opened it. A sinister smile instantly appeared on his face. Ha ha, the heavens really want to kill Yi Chen. Subsequently, he condensed energy with his sword fingers and wrote a secret letter for the Patriarch to bring back to the City Lord Mansion. Mobilize the troops immediately and prepare to kill Yi Chen. Yes. The Imperial Guard commander received the order and acted swiftly. Shangguan Jinyun waved his hand and released spiritual energy, floating toward an unknown place. Yi Chen, you won't be able to escape this time. I'll make you pay for your arrogance. End of this chapter. Chapter 1865. In the Bai clan, Yi Chen cultivated his heart cultivation method, circulated his origin power, and absorbed spirit stones. His foundation was constantly improving, but he also discovered that all this energy was being absorbed by the void-splitting beast. Although his foundation was also improving, it was extremely difficult for him to achieve a breakthrough. At that moment, Yi Chen keenly sensed that there was an imposing wind moving rapidly in the surrounding space. This was not a normal phenomenon. He activated his golden pupil flame to check the surroundings. He discovered that the ripples of the breeze were obviously caused by the human figure. Not good. He got up and rushed out of the room. Suddenly, the sound of killing wind came from all directions. Ordinary people would not be able to react at all. However, with his powerful sensing ability and golden pupil fiery eyes, Yi Chen immediately locked onto the source of the killing intent. He used the 9 heavens treading you footwork. His figure was ethereal and boundless. The flying needles flew past his body, past his ears, but were unable to touch his body. Seeing this scene, the people who shot out the hidden weapons were all fearful. Kill! However, they were all assassins who had received orders. They did not care about their lives anymore. They flew out and went after Yi Chen. Trash! Yi Chen was enraged. He turned around and countless saber gleams shot out like a spiral. Chi chi chi. The power of the saber light instantly locked onto several people. Blood splattered everywhere as their bodies fell to the ground. The 3 assassins died on the spot. The sound of the battle alerted Yi Wuxuang and the Patriarch of Hell. The duo rushed out of the house and saw a group of people surrounding Yi Chen. Go! As soon as the Patriarch spoke, Yi Wuxuang's sword Qi arrived first even though it was launched later. The Heavenly Dharch sword's sword Qi instantly killed one of them. What is going on? The old ancestor asked in shock. It must be related to us not leaving, Yi Chen said. This Bai clan is so ruthless to actually dare touch us? I think the Bai clan doesn't have the guts, nor does they have the ability. This is the city governor's estate. Shangguan Jinyun, that old bastard. The old ancestor gritted his teeth, wishing he could tear Shangguan Jinyun apart. If you want to take our lives, then you must have the ability to do so. Kill. Yi Chen shouted to kill. Wuxuang and the old ancestor moved at the same time. Sword Qi filled the sky and the killing light was endless. Chi chi chi. Countless assassins died in the hands of the 3 of them. Finally, the 3 of them rushed out of the house. Who dares to assassinate us? Yi Chen asked furiously. Ah! At this moment, maniacal laughter could be heard. Then, Shangguan Jinyun personally appeared. Yi Chen, you humiliated my Feng and killed my Jie. Today, all of you will die here. On the tall building, Shangguan Jinyun glared at Yi Chen furiously. City Lord, Shangguan Feng and Shangguan Jie were humiliated and killed because they angered me. How can you not see the big picture? Shangguan Jie made a life-and-death agreement with me. His death is entirely his own fault. What does it have to do with me? You! Shangguan Jinyun was infuriated. He knew that this was a sure-kill situation. Who cared what the other side thought? He just had to kill. Attack. Kill without mercy. Yes. Countless assassins charged at Yi Chen at lightning speed. They were going to swarm him with numbers. Ha, good timing. Since you're here to die, I don't mind. You'll be my stepping stones for cultivation. Yi Chen had long wanted to digest the energy he had absorbed from the spirit stones through actual combat. He did not expect that someone would come knocking on his door. 9th Heaven U steps. Yi Chen unleashed his movement technique. Instantly, his figure turned illusory like light and shadow. Although the assassins were skilled and had sharp eyes, they seemed to be overwhelmed by Yi Chen's ethereal steps. This man is strange. Find his real body. All right. Several assassins released energy threads into the space. They wanted to ambush Yi Chen and find his real body. Spiderweb formation. 6 assassins released spiritual threads at the same time. They turned into a spiderweb and fell from the sky. No one could escape the range of the formation. The space around Yi Chen spun rapidly. The 6 were dizzy. Their killer instinct could not find Yi Chen's position. Netherworld Finger of Destruction. Yi Chen's figure turned illusory. While the assassins were stunned, Yi Chen released the Netherworld Finger of Destruction. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The finger force was exquisite. It instantly passed through the spiderweb formation and found his attack position through the crack. These finger forces contained Yi Chen's divine consciousness. Chi chi chi. The finger force was extremely sharp like a steel needle. It instantly pierced into the assassin's acupuncture point. Kacha, kacha, kacha. The assassins felt their bones shatter on the spot. Their acupuncture points were broken and they knelt on the ground. What? Shangguan Jinyun was shocked to see this. These assassins were the backbone of the city governor's mansion that he had nurtured. It was too exaggerated that Yi Chen had subdued them instantly. What kind of power did Yi Chen use for such a technique? Shangguan Jinyun was still wondering about Yi Chen's transformation technique. The assassin group that he had nurtured was completely annihilated. Thud, thud, thud. The assassins fell to the ground one after another. There was a bloody mark on their throat. It was caused by Yi Chen's netherworld finger of destruction. Shangguan Jinyun, it's your turn. Yi Chen said angrily to the city governor of Fengzhou City. Ha ha ha, you're too naive to think that you can defeat me. Do you really think that I don't have a backup plan? Yi Chen locked his cold eyes on Shangguan Jinyun, thinking about what this person would do next. At this moment, the sky was filled with black crows chirping. Squeak, squeak, squeak. There was a person standing on the flock of black crows. His entire body was black as if he was one with the flock of black crows. Ordinary people would not even be able to sense his existence, but Yi Chen could see him clearly. This person's cultivation base was extraordinary. He was a mid-stage divine splitting cultivator. He rode the flock of black ducks and descended from the sky. City governor, is it this person? The person asked the city governor. It's this person. Kill him. Yes. The person riding the black crows locked onto Yi Chen. Subsequently, countless black crows attacked Yi Chen. Yi Chen, be careful. The black crow feathers are poisonous. The Patriarch of Hell had a deep understanding of poisons. He realized this the moment he saw the black crows. Ha ha, poison? Yi Chen smirked. Poison was the last thing he was afraid of. Unparalleled ancient god. Yi Chen activated the ancient god power in his body. The Gu god's golden barrier appeared around him. Kill. Yi Chen supported himself with the ancient god's golden barrier and attacked the person riding the black crows. Crow soul worship. The person announced his name and then waved the magic tool in his hand. Countless black crows moved according to the movement of his arm. It was extremely precise. Crow soul sacrifice. Kill. The crow soul released all of its black crow power. It was not afraid of sacrificing itself. It wanted to rely on the advantage of numbers to infect Yi Chen. How stupid! Yi Chen smirked when he saw the opponent's action. The ancient god's golden barrier became even more scorching. He roared and the ancient god power in his body rushed through his 8 extraordinary meridians. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Everywhere the black crows passed, there was poisonous fog. Wherever the black crows gnawed, the poison would immediately penetrate. Those who like Evildoer Nanny in the city, please collect. Evildoer Nanny in the city's mobile game bar updates the fastest. Chapter 1866. Tisk, tsk, tsk. Crow's soul revealed a sinister smile as he watched the crows continue to release their poison, paralyzing Yi Chen's body. This person is too stupid. He didn't even try to dodge. In this way, the black crow's poison will invade his meridians in an instant. This neurotoxin will quickly paralyze this kid and turn him into a fish on a chopping board, said Crow Soul. Ha ha ha, Mr. Crow Soul, you live up to your name. It's the right choice to hire you to deal with Yi Chen. Shangguan Jinyun said with a smile. Don't worry, City Lord. Crow Soul will make sure that Yi Chen dies together with the second young master. Then, it's all up to you, Mr. Crow Soul. Shangguan Jinyun stood aside, waiting for Yi Chen's death. By then, he would definitely go up and make Yi Chen wish he was dead. The poison continued to corrode Yi Chen's body, but he showed no signs of being poisoned. Instead, he was moving forward fearlessly. Crow Soul was shocked. He had fought many opponents before, and they all avoided the flock of black ducks. But the person in front of him was the complete opposite, and the flock of black ducks could not do anything to him. This was too unreal. Similarly, Shangguan Jinyun could not hold it in anymore as the Crow Soul's poison did not take effect. Mr. Crow Soul, is he not poisoned? City Lord, he's poisoned. But he doesn't seem to be affected by the poison at all. Instead, he's getting stronger. This man has a special cultivation method. My poison doesn't seem to have any effect on him. This is strange. What should we do? Shangguan Jinyun was furious. He wanted to scold Crow Soul, but he was the one who killed Yi Chen. It would be difficult to resolve the situation if he was offended. He could only hold it in. Don't worry, City Lord. Since I'm here, I'll take Yi Chen's life. Go. He waved his sleeves, and in an instant, a boundless black screen covered the sky. Then, within the black screen, various figures appeared, as if they were all dark assassins. Unrepentant, Yi Chen sneered and attacked with his palm. Void Shock, Azura Massacre. The palm energy swept across the place and turned into Azura/shadows. Boom, boom, boom. An incomparably huge Azura shadow appeared behind Yi Chen. The Azura palm print suddenly landed. Countless dark shadows lost all signs of life under this huge palm and were crushed on the spot. Destroyed. Crow Soul was shocked. Each of the dark assassins that he had released had his divine telekinesis attached to them, but he could not sense the path of Yi Chen's palm attack at all. It was as if Yi Chen was descending from the sky, but it was also as if he was attacking from all directions. Since he could not figure out the source of the palm energy, he naturally could not defend himself, and the dark assassins were all annihilated. Dance of Crows. His heart was filled with anger and killing intent as he released his strongest killing formation, the flurry of dancing crows. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Countless dark crows did not care about their own lives at all. They kept charging at Yi Chen with their bodies. Fellow Yi, be careful. The Patriarch was shocked. These dark crows had an explosive force in their bodies. They wanted to perish together with Yi Chen. This was the Crow Soul's command. These dark crows were already under its control. The gates of the Yellow Springs open, and the paths of hell open. Ha ha ha, Yi Chen, you won't be able to escape. The Crow Soul laughed wildly and began to trigger the explosive force within the group of crows. Yi Chen raised his eyebrows. Anger rose in his heart and he became bold. Unparalleled ancient god, devour demonic ability. The most violent anger turned into the most shocking action. The ancient god power in Yi Chen's body merged with the demonic ability, and a gigantic demon god shadow appeared behind him. Are you trying to kill me? Come on, I'll let you do it. Dark demonic ability burst out from his body, and the supreme demonic patterns kept releasing dark light. Subsequently, Yi Chen's body evolved into a dark space, and countless dark crows were devoured by the dark space. What? Everyone was shocked. Shangguan Jinyun and the Crow Soul were dumbfounded. Even the Patriarch and Yi Wushuang were speechless. What did this mean? It was equivalent to devouring a bomb. Ha ha ha, it's my first time seeing such an arrogant person. It's my first time seeing such an idiot. Looking at Yi Chen devouring countless dark crows' energy, the Crow Soul's face revealed an extremely excited and twisted expression. It could completely feel Yi Chen's contempt and disregard for it. Yi Chen, do you know what's the equivalent of absorbing all of my dark crow's energy? The Crow Soul asked. Equivalent to what? It's equivalent to a perfect soul-splitting stage cultivator injecting endless true energy into your meridians, causing you to fall into an endless cycle of life and death, falling into an endless hell. The Crow Soul's body revealed a powerful dark force. He was the synonym of darkness, the king of dark assassins. Why is he still fine? Shangguan Jinyun asked anxiously. Shut up. The Crow Soul turned around and glared at Shangguan Jinyun coldly. The murderous intent in his eyes almost paralyzed the latter. Although Shangguan Jinyun was a soul-splitting stage cultivator, he was nothing in front of Black Crow. One glare was enough to make him fall. He took a step back and dared not speak anymore. He'll definitely die. You don't have to doubt that, Shangguan Jinyun. At that moment, Black Crow had gone crazy because Yi Chen ignored him and looked down on him. It was something that he had never enjoyed before. It made him fall into a paranoid frenzy. Yi Chun, how do you feel? I don't feel anything, Yi Chun replied with a smile. Really? Suddenly, a sinister smile appeared at the corner of Black Crow's mouth. Subsequently, he released his blood and chanted a secret spell. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. The Black Crow's blood triggered an explosive force. Countless Black Crow souls were rampaging in Yi Chen's meridians. Boom, boom, boom. Yi Chen's body began to explode. The Black Crow energy exploded like a small bomb. It was the cruelest explosion. Ha ha ha, enjoy the joy of the explosion. Yi Chen, you're dead meat. Really? Countless explosions caused the space to tremble. At the same time, dust blocked everyone's sight. No one could see what happened to Yi Chen. Black Crow frowned as he spoke in disdain. You're not dead? He looked at Yi Chen's direction with bloodshot eyes. Black Crow, you're a piece of trash. Your Black Crow killing formation is also a piece of trash ability. I'll let you explode. Yi Chen suddenly opened his arms and the surrounding space became clear. Yi Chen's body was exploding and his meridians were even twisting and deforming. However, his body did not explode. There was not even a trace of being torn. This is impossible! Black Crow screamed in a frenzy. His assassination technique was invincible. How could he not kill Yi Chen? Roar! At that moment, the majestic shadow of the ancient god of darkness reappeared behind Yi Chen. Its eyes were like black holes, causing everyone to fall into an illusion. This. Chapter 1867. What's going on? What's going on? Shangguan Jinyun could not stop screaming. Crow Soul's killer move had failed and was even absorbed by Yi Chen. If this went on, things would become extremely difficult. Crow Soul, what other moves do you have? Show them now. Yi Chen was high above like a king, dominating everything. Damn it! Crow Soul's eyes were about to pop out and his face was extremely horrified. His killer move was useless. Looking at Yi Chen now, it was like looking at an ancient giant that could not fight back at all. Kill! However, the killer's instinct made Crow Soul go all out and charged at Yi Chen. What a fool! Then, I'll fulfill your wish. Yi Chen waved his arm and the ancient god behind him stretched out his hand. The devouring Mageweth kept bursting with power and a dark whirlpool appeared. Mageweth devour, shatter. Kacha, kacha, kacha. The whirlpool kept spinning. The force of the whirlpool twisted heaven and earth, shaking the world and killing Crow Soul instantly. Ah! With a shriek, Crow Soul's body was completely absorbed by the ancient god whirlpool and shattered. Shangguan Jinyun, I didn't look for you but you came to me. Yi Chen turned around and looked at Shangguan Jinyun while the latter retreated, while trembling. Go, go, kill him! He shouted at the guards around him. However, those guards were scared out of their wits. How would they dare to fight the ancient god? Moreover, the ancient god was surrounded by the Mageweth and was in a violent state. Once they provoked it, would they not be digging their own graves? Let's go, we're dead. Everyone abandoned their armors and fled. You're the only one left now. Yi Chen, I did this for Shangguan Jie. I was foolish. Please let me go. Shangguan Jinyun knelt on the ground and begged Yi Chen. For your son, it's understandable. That's right, that's right. I did it for his unfilial son. I regret it now. That bastard was ignorant and even bullied others. It's great that he's dead now. He deserves to die. Since you miss your son so much and want to teach him a lesson, I'll give you this chance. What do you mean? You'll let me go? I'll send you to see your son and fulfill your father-son bond. Yi Chen's eyes narrowed. At that moment, the ancient god specter waved its gigantic palm and grabbed Shangguan Jinyun. Kill! With a roar, the ancient god clenched his fist. Although Shangguan Jinyun wanted to resist, it was all futile. His body exploded on the spot. Following the death of Shangguan Jinyun, the assassins all fled, leaving only a river of blood at the scene. Bai Lin. Yi Chen's shout shook the entire Bai clan. On a tall building in the distance, Bai Lin, who had witnessed the scene, was so scared that he almost peed his pants. He fell to the ground, his face pale. Dong dong dong. The sound of the giant's footsteps could be heard from outside. The earth shook and the buildings were about to collapse. At this moment, a giant hand reached out and grabbed Bai Lin. Boom! The entire building collapsed. Bai Lin, how dare you collude with Shangguan Jinyan to frame me? Brother Yi, what are you talking about? How could I collude with Shangguan Jinyan? You must be mistaken. Still trying to argue? I'm not arguing. He came in on his own, I didn't collude with him. B*****. Although this Bai clan is a declining clan, they still have their own defense. How could he enter without a sound? If you didn't let him in, then what? This. Bai Lin was speechless. Obviously, he was the one who colluded with the city governor's mansion to harm Yi Chen. Die. Brother Yi, have mercy. At this moment, a person ran out and knelt on the ground. It was Bai Hua. Bai Hua, this has nothing to do with you. Get out of the way immediately. Brother Yi, father was confused for a moment, which led to this result. Please forgive him for the sake of our clan's support for your cultivation. The matter of cultivation is also because the three of us helped your Bai clan win the championship and join the Mighty God martial arts competition to bring glory to your clan. Now you actually want to harm us. You're worse than a beast. Kill without mercy. The ancient god behind Yi Chen roared and threw him into the sky. Bai Lin's body instantly lost its center of gravity and fell freely. Kill. Then, the ancient god put his palms together. Instantly, Bai Lin turned into a pool of blood and dissipated in the air. Father! Bai Hua knelt on the ground and cried bitterly. Bai Hua, you're on your own. After saying that, Yi Chen returned to his residence. The Bai clan had lost its patriarch. This was a very important matter. Bai Hua wiped away his tears and the corners of his mouth curled up slightly. When he returned to his residence, the patriarch and Wu Shuang came out to welcome him. Fellow Yi, how is it? Everything has been resolved. Should we leave this place? The city governor is dead. There's no one targeting us in Feng State City for the time being. We don't need to leave. But you killed Bai Lin. Is it okay for us to stay in the Bai clan? I killed Bai Lin to pave the way for Bai Hua to become the patriarch. Not only will he not chase us away, but he will also become the patriarch through us. There are only benefits for us here. There are no disadvantages. Fellow Yi is indeed smart, ha. The patriarch sighed. The three of them entered the residence together. With a wave of Yi Chen's hand, powerful psionic power swept in all directions, and all traces disappeared. Bai Lin's death was forcefully suppressed by Bai Hua. Then, Bai Hua boasted that he could let the Bai family obtain a complete victory in the upcoming Fengshen martial arts competition. In the end, the family could only compromise and arrange for Bai Hua to contact Yi Chen and the other two. They even promised that as long as Bai Hua could get Yi Chen and the rest to help the Bai family win, he would be the master. Hearing this, Bai Hua was overjoyed. He decided in his heart that he would keep Yi Chen and the other two at all costs and enter the Mighty God competition. Thud, thud, thud. The sound of hurried footsteps rang out. Brother Yi, Brother Yi. Brother Bai, why are you here? When Yi Chen walked out, he saw Bai Hua walking toward him, looking travel-worn. Brother Yi, I've put in a lot of effort and finally convinced the clan not to pursue this matter. Not pursue? Who's going to pursue? Yi Chen's eyes turned cold. Bai Hua felt a chill down his spine and broke out in cold sweat. Brother Yi, of course it's to thank you for not pursuing the matter of my Bai clan. This time, in order to help Brother Yi win the Mighty God competition, our clan is willing to pay any price. Cultivation resources, all kinds of divine weapons and magic treasures, as long as we can get them, we can bring them all up. Then I'll have to trouble Brother Bai. This is the list. Go do it. Bai Hua was stunned. He did not expect Yi Chen to be prepared. Could it be that his actions were all within Yi Chen's expectations? That would be too exaggerated. All right, I'll do it right away. At this moment there was no time to think. Bai Hua took the list and left quickly. End of this chapter. Chapter 1868. The Feng Shen Martial Arts Exhibition was a grand event for the major forces of Feng State City to select talents and recruit warriors. Today, at the foot of Mount Feng Shen, the grand meeting was about to begin. Following the sound of the bugle horn, the Feng Shen sect of Feng Zhou City appeared on the stage. It's the house of Feng Shen, it's really spectacular. Look, the people riding on the wyvern are all well-known figures in the house of Feng Shen. In front of us is Feng Yuhua. I heard that he is already a cultivator at the peak of the spirit-severing stage. Behind him is Feng Yue. His cultivation is not below Feng Yuhua's. Everyone looked up at the sky. A row of wyverns flew across the sky. The main force of the Feng Shen sect had arrived. Behind them, the people of the major forces appeared one after another. All of them were famous clans in Feng State City. There were also the city lord's mansion, various martial grounds, and other forces. Yi Chen and the other two followed the Bai clan into the venue. I invite the host of this year's Feng Shen Martial Arts Exhibition, Master Feng Wei, to the stage. Good, it's Grandmaster Feng Wei. Grandmaster Feng Wei is a body integration realm expert. It's great that he's hosting this event. Everyone cheered. Feng Wei was an old expert in Feng Prefecture City. His reputation and prestige were extremely high. Thank you, everyone, for your love. As the host this time, I will definitely fulfill my duty and help the Feng Shen School do a good job in this Feng Shen martial exhibition. Good. Everyone applauded in celebration. All forces, please enter the arena. Following Feng Wei's command, the doors of the venue opened, and the representatives of the major forces entered the venue. The first group in front was the Feng Shen sect's square formation. Feng Shen School, enter the arena. The people of the Feng Shen sect were all mighty and extraordinary. They walked with their chests puffed out and took large strides. It was obvious that they were very confident in their own strength. Yi Chen glanced over. These people's cultivation bases were all at the soul-splitting stage. There was even a person who was at the great perfection soul-splitting stage. It was Feng Yuhua. Behind him was Feng Yue, who was at the advanced stage of the soul-splitting stage. Yi Chen even saw a familiar person, Feng Yuchen. Yi Chen smirked lightly when he saw this person. How dare such a piece of trash participate in the Invincible Martial Arts Exhibition? City Lord's Mansion, enter. Then, the City Lord's Mansion entered. Yi Chen squinted and looked at the formation of the city governor's residence. He didn't expect that after he killed Shangguan Jie and severely injured Shangguan Feng, there were still people in the City Lord's Mansion. Brother Yi, this person is the eldest son of the City Lord Mansion. His name is Shangguan Xiong. He is very powerful and is at the late stage of the spirit-severing realm. Some people say that he already has the foundation to ascend to the great perfection of the spirit-severing realm. I don't know if it's true or not. At this moment, Bai Hua came over and whispered, "Don't worry. If he wants revenge, I'll wait for him." Yi Chen said coldly, "Enter the Orchid Moon Workshop." Yi Chen was stunned. The Orchid Moon Workshop was a place to do business, yet they were participating in the Mighty Phoenix drill? Brother Yi, I understand the doubts in your heart. Although the Orchid Moon Workshop is a place of business, there is no lack of experts among them. The Orchid Moon Workshop relies on the temptation of various divine weapons to make these people work for them and participate in the Mighty God martial arts competition to raise their status. I see. Yi Chen nodded lightly. He looked at Bai Hua. He did not know much about martial arts, but he was good at intelligence work. Enter the Mighty Heaven Dojo. Following that, the Heavenly Might Martial Field, the Golden Age martial field, and many other martial fields entered. Seeing that most of the major powers' representatives had entered the venue, Feng Wei stepped forward. Since everyone has taken their seats, I announce that the Mighty God Martial Arts Competition has officially begun. Good, good, good! Countless cultivators shouted loudly. The grandest festival in Feng State City had begun. Bai Hua brought Yi Chen and the other two to their seat. Now, let's start the lot drawing ceremony. The patriarchs and representatives of the major clans can go and draw lots. The people of the major forces sent their representatives to draw lot. Yi Chen and the other two felt no pressure. No matter who they drew, they had to win the championship. Then, their opponents did not matter. After a busy period of time, the draw was completed. Now, I will announce the results. Mighty Phoenix Gate vs. Mighty Heaven Dojo, Orchid Moon Workshop vs. Shengshi Dojo, Li Clan vs. Tianyuan Dojo, City Governor's Mansion vs. Bai Clan City Governor's Mansion? Hearing the results of his draw, Bai Hua frowned slightly. Brother Bai, how is it? Yi Chen asked. Why would I draw the City Governor's Mansion? Bai Hua revealed a worried expression. Ha, Brother Bai, you worry too much. It's the same no matter who you draw. Brother Yi, I know that the three of you are very powerful and confident, but the City Governor's Mansion is really not that easy to deal with. The Shangguan Jie you killed before, and even the City Governor, Shangguan Jinyun, is not considered a powerhouse of the City Governor's Mansion. Their true powerhouse is Shangguan Xiong. Shangguan Xiong? Yi Chen looked at the City Governor's Mansion's camp, and one of them happened to look at him as well. Their gazes met and confronted each other. There's killing intent in this person's eyes, but it's hidden. He's an expert. Yi Chen could tell that this person's strength was extraordinary at a glance. Brother Yi, that's Shangguan Xiong. Ha, this kind of opponent is interesting. Brother Yi, don't underestimate him. This person has killed countless demons and is very famous in Feng State City. Don't worry, Brother Bai. Yi Chen patted Bai Hua's shoulder and said. The latter had no choice but to nod. The first match, Mighty Phoenix Gate's Feng Yuchen vs. Mighty Heaven Dojo's Yang Ji. Alright, it's starting. That's great. Everyone called out. They were waiting for the battle to begin. Although they did not have the chance to fight, it was beneficial for them to watch such a high-level battle. They could even participate in the Orchid Moon Workshop's bet through such a battle. This was also one of the reasons why the Orchid Moon Workshop participated in the event. It's starting. Soon, everyone gathered at the Orchid Moon Workshop. As the Orchid Moon Workshop was also a participant, they could openly enter the competition venue to start. Yi Chen turned his head to look at the Orchid Moon Workshop. A pair of charming eyes looked at him at the same time. It was Lu Rui. Young Master Yi Chen. Madam. Ha, I have high hopes for you this time. Thank you, madam. Yi Chen nodded slightly. At this moment, Feng Yuchen entered the arena. Humph, Yang Ji, bow your head and admit defeat immediately. Feng Yuchen, don't be so arrogant. Although you're the young sect master of the Mighty Phoenix Gate, you don't have the confidence to win, do you? Ha, someone from a small dojo dares to talk to me about confidence? You're courting death. Feng Yuchen was extremely irritable. It was precisely because he had been taught a lesson by Yi Chen a few days ago that he had lost face. Now, he wanted to vent his anger on Yang Ji. Many people knew this, but they did not notice Yi Chen's presence. Kill. Feng Yuchen flew out and went straight for Yang Ji. Humph, such an attack is too simple. No matter what, Yang Ji was a martial arts master of the dojo. He had rich combat experience and could see through Feng Yuchen's attack pattern at a glance. Clang. What? However, the moment they made contact, he understood his foolishness. Although his opponent's attack was simple, his fingers actually carried a divine weapon. Chapter 1869. Ha, Yang Ji, do you really think I'm a fool? Unfortunately, the real fool is you. Feng Yuchen revealed a sinister smile. The divine weapon in his hand constantly emitted a strange light, which contained a hidden power. This power was extremely vigorous and was obviously not Feng Yuchen's own power. This was forcibly added to the divine weapon by an expert. This Feng Yuchen is indeed not to be trifled with. His divine weapon is very strange. Sigh, it seems that Yang Ji can't do it. Facing such a divine weapon, his power is completely suppressed. Feng Yuchen's power doesn't seem to be his own. Many experts could also see that Feng Yuchen deliberately revealed a flaw to let Yang Ji take the upper hand and suppress him on the spot with his divine weapon. On the battle platform, Feng Yuchen was very confident and sneered, which angered Yang Ji. As a martial master, he still had to protect his dignity. Slash! Yang Ji shouted and slashed with the saber in his hand. It was a simple slash, but it actually contained an exquisite saber move. Although the saber move was exquisite, Feng Yuchen's divine weapon contained the rules of experts. Yang Ji actually couldn't cut open a path of escape. Ha ha ha, you're finished. Feng Yuchen laughed and once again released the power of the divine weapon. Vicious trick, hook. As Feng Yuchen released spiritual energy into the divine weapon in his hand, countless hook-shaped lights were released from the divine weapon and instantly locked onto Yang Ji. Chi chi chi. Then, the hooks completely sank into Yang Ji's skin, and his flesh was badly mutilated. Everyone was shocked. They didn't expect Feng Yuchen to be so vicious and treat Yang Ji like this. The pain in his body and the mental torture made Yang Ji completely erupt. He ignored his injuries and counterattacked. Swish, swish, swish. The saber light flashed and blood splattered everywhere. Yang Ji finally broke free from Feng Yuchen's lock, but his whole body was covered in blood. Everyone looked at him and almost couldn't stand. Admit defeat, trash. Feng Yuchen said. Using underhanded tricks. Does this weapon contain your power? Yang Ji questioned. The divine weapon is in my hand, so it is naturally my power. Yang Ji, you talk too much. Since you don't want to admit defeat, then die. Feng Yuchen was furious. The divine weapon in his hand shone again, and the hook-shaped lights continued to fly out. So. These hook-shaped lights were formed by the laws of powerhouses. The evolution within them was boundlessly complex. It was not something a martial master like Yang Ji could break. Yi Chen watched the battle on the battlefield and narrowed his eyes slightly. Through the golden pupil flame, he could see the crux of the battle. It was not impossible to break through Feng Yuchen's attack, but he needed to cut off 2/3 of the God Armament's core. As long as the evolution of the God Armament was broken, the God Armament would turn into scrap metal. Divine weapons are like scrap iron. 2/3 of them can be cut in half. Yi Chen did not have a good impression of Feng Yuchen to begin with. Since Feng Yuchen was so vicious, he would give him a hint to see if Yang Ji would understand. If he could comprehend it, he would be able to break divine weapons. If he couldn't, only death awaited him. Although Yang Ji's consciousness was slightly shaken, Yi Chen's spiritual power voice transmission was directed at Yang Ji, so Yang Ji could still hear it clearly. 2/3. His eyes locked onto the divine weapon in Feng Yuchen's hand and saw a golden circlet at 2/3. Could that be the key to Yi Chen's words? He glanced at Yi Chen from the corner of his eyes and sensed that he was only a late-stage void refinement cultivator. His heart trembled, and he doubted the accuracy of Yi Chen's words. However, at this moment, he had no choice but to make a desperate attempt. Kill! The endless blade gleam of the cleaver blade pressed down forcefully. Ha ha ha! You dare to show off with such a useless move? Feng Yuchen was confident, so he was naturally not afraid of the cleaver blade's gleam. However, this was just a feint. Yang Ji's real target was the golden circlet at 2/3 of the divine weapon. Kill! He took the hook head-on. Relying on his countless daily practice with the cleaver blade, he accurately slashed at 2/3 of the divine weapon. Clang! Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle! With a shocking explosion, sparks flew everywhere. Feng Yuchen's eyes bulged and he was extremely shocked. "What's wrong with you?" He did not know why Yang Ji could see that the key to his divine weapon was the golden circlet at 2/3. It was the core of the operation of the laws. Without this golden circlet, the power of the divine weapon could not be exerted automatically. Instead, it had to rely on Feng Yuchen's own strength to exert it. This way, his advantage would completely disappear. Clatter, clatter, clatter! Feng Yuchen took a few steps back and suddenly stopped. His eyes were filled with murderous intent. "How do you know?" "Know what?" "Know the weakness of my divine weapon." "Ha ha! A person who only relies on a divine weapon to fight has the cheek to ask me?" Yang Ji laughed loudly. Feng Yuchen lost his cool from the mockery and charged forward with all his might. Seeing that the time had come, Yang Ji calmed down instead. This was because his experience in fighting was far above Feng Yuchen's. As long as he weakened the power of his opponent's divine weapon, he was completely confident that he could defeat his opponent. In this way, Yang Ji's fighting spirit had obviously increased, and the battle once again fell into a stalemate. "Ha, you're really trash." Seeing that Feng Yuchen had fallen into a mental disadvantage, Yi Chen sneered slightly. Previously, when he fought with Feng Yuchen, he could see that this person's talent was too poor. He did not have any ability, but he was very arrogant. Now, he was finally going to reveal himself. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. At this moment, the golden hoop was broken, and the power of laws in the divine weapon was constantly flowing away. It had become an ordinary divine weapon. Although in terms of quality, the divine weapon in his hand was still above Yang Ji's, his technique was far inferior to Yang Ji's. Yang Ji's chopper was inferior in quality, but he still had the upper hand when using it to the fullest. Kill! The light of the chopper constantly attacked in all directions, and Feng Yuchen retreated again and again. "Sect Master, third young master is at a disadvantage," an elder said to Feng Yun, the sect master of the Feng God sect. "Damn it, how did Yang Ji break the operation of the laws?" Feng Yun was somewhat puzzled. "Sect Master, I heard the sound of the wind earlier." "What does the sound of the wind mean?" "Sect Master may have been focused on other things and didn't pay attention, but I heard the sound of the wind. Someone transmitted their spiritual power to Yang Ji." "What?" Feng Yun was furious. He did not expect that there would be someone who dared to go against the Feng God sect. "Investigate immediately, find out who this person is." "Yes." The elder nodded and went to take action. At this moment, on the battle platform, Yang Ji was fighting Feng Yuchen, completely overwhelming his opponent in terms of momentum. Chopper. Cut in 8 directions, defeat the field. Yang Ji flew up, blood splattering in the sky, but he did not care, completely focusing his mind on the chopper. Whoosh! The light of the chopper directly attacked Feng Yuchen, making him feel the fear of death. "No, no." Feng Yuchen continuously retreated like a stray dog, scared silly. Chapter 1870. Seeing this situation, Feng Yun couldn't sit still anymore. Originally, he didn't agree to let Feng Yuchen participate in the Invincible God martial exhibition. He knew his own son's level with a single glance, but Feng Yuchen insisted on proving himself. In the end, he saw that he had tampered with the divine weapon. He wanted to expose Feng Yuchen, but he was stopped by an elder, saying that this would allow Feng Yuchen to regain his confidence and cultivate diligently. At that time, Feng Yun shook his head, but in the end, he still agreed. After all, he didn't want to see his son be so unfilial. Now, even the matter of tampering with the divine weapon had been discovered, and they were forced to retreat by Yang Ji. If this continued, the face of the Feng God sect would be ruined by Feng Yuchen. Now, he could only place his hopes on that elder to find the person who sent the message. At this moment, the elder had already arrived in the middle of the crowd. He followed the aura he had sensed earlier to find the person who had sent the voice transmission. However, no matter how hard he tried, he could not find the source because Yi Chen had noticed him a long time ago. Feng Shen School. Yi Chen smirked. He did not expect the Feng Shen sect, the largest sect in Feng State City, to be so petty. Unable to find the source of the problem, the elder knew that there was nothing he could do about it. Thus, he turned his gaze back to the dueling ring. Feng Yuchen had already reached the edge of the battle platform and was unable to resist Yang Ji. Feng Yuchen, you used a divine weapon, wanting to rely on the strength of others to defeat me. You didn't expect such a result, right? Yang Ji said. Yang Ji, who was the one who was beaten to a pulp by me? Even at such a time, Feng Yuchen was still arrogant and despotic, mocking Yang Ji. Ha ha ha, you never change. Since that's the case, I won't show any mercy. Yang Ji wielded his blade and approached. You get lost. The one who should scram is you. You are not worthy to participate in the Phoenix God Drill Tournament at all. Yang Ji's words shocked everyone. None of them had expected that Feng Yuchen would actually use spirit stones to deal with Yang Ji using his divine weapon. Now that his divine weapon had been broken, there was no way for him to retaliate. Admit defeat and get lost. You! Feng Yuchen had no choice but to admit defeat. However, he suddenly saw the look in the elder's eyes. The elder was hinting for him not to admit defeat. Ha ha ha, Yang Ji, you're dreaming if you want this young master to admit defeat. Kill. Yang Xinyi was stunned. According to Feng Yuchen's personality, he wouldn't dare to confront him head-on no matter what. Could it be that he was acting tough now? However, Feng Yuchen had already come to fight with a divine weapon. If he did not accept the challenge, he would lose all his face. Chopping blade, kill. He held the machete with both hands and slashed at Feng Yuchen. This was the safest way to fight. According to Feng Yuchen's foundation, he would not be able to resist this attack. Just as the two sides clashed, a cold beam of light suddenly shot towards Yang Ji. What? Yang Ji's reaction was sharp, and he immediately sensed that cold light. He wanted to defend against it, but Feng Yuchen's attack was something that he could not defend against. Whoosh! Just as he was in a dilemma, another cold light suddenly appeared. In the blink of an eye, the two collided and disappeared. Seeing that the plan had failed, the elder's heart trembled violently, because he seemed to have seen Feng Yuchen's ending. Blade, furious slash. Yang Ji flew into the air, and green marks appeared on his face. Instantly, his eyes were filled with killing intent, and he showed no mercy. Chi. As the saber slashed down, Feng Yuchen stopped in his tracks. Everyone was shocked. What had happened? When they raised their heads, they saw the bloody mark between Feng Yuchen's eyebrows. You dare! Before he could finish his words, Feng Yuchen fell to the ground. Seeing this situation, Feng Wei frowned, feeling that things were troublesome. Feng Yuchen was the third son of the Feng God Gates sect leader. It was a little unreasonable for him to die in front of him. However, as the host of this conference, he could not do anything. Moreover, the sect leader Feng Yun did not help. It was obvious that the conference was important to everyone. Mighty Heaven Dojo, Yang Ji wins. Feng Wei shouted, shaking his head. Everyone was in an uproar. They did not expect that Feng Yuchen, who had suppressed Yang Ji, would be killed by Yang Ji. Is the position of the Feng God Gate going to be shaken? Yeah, the young sect leader died in the hands of someone from the dojo. Isn't that a little unreasonable? The Feng God Gate has always been the largest sect in Feng State City. It's a bad start. Everyone pointed at the Feng Shen sect and discussed spiritedly. Sensing the change in everyone's expressions and words, Feng Yun was furious. He had already sensed that the person who attacked was Yi Chen. Who is this kid? Sect leader, this person is called Yi Chen. He's the representative of the Bai clan. Bai clan? Humph, trash. Sect leader, please calm your anger. This kid is taking revenge. Why? Previously, this person had a grudge with the young sect leader. Here's what happened, let him die with Yang Ji. Yes. The elder pushed him away. Fortunately, the sect leader did not pursue his responsibility. The second match, Lan Yu Workshop's Xiao Ming vs. Flourishing Dojo's Hong Yuan. Following Feng Wei's announcement, the two of them walked onto the battlefield. Everyone was shocked when they saw the person from Lan Yu Workshop. This person's name is Xiao Ming. I heard that he's one of the strongest guests from Lan Yu Workshop. Yeah, Lan Yu Workshop is rich and overbearing. The representative is naturally extraordinary. However, the Flourishing Dojo is not to be trifled with. It's one of the 3 great dojos in Feng State City. The person fighting is Hong Yuan, who's ranked 3rd in the Flourishing Dojo. As everyone discussed, the two of them looked at each other. Hong Yuan, admit defeat. After coming up, Xiao Ming directly spoke. The corner of Hong Yuan's lips curled up slightly, revealing a strange smile. Xiao Ming, it's not a good choice to underestimate your opponent in a battle of life and death. Ha ha ha, I'm representing Lan Yu Workshop. What do you think your chances of winning are? So what if it's Lan Yu Workshop? Ha! Hong Yuan laughed maniacally, angering Xiao Ming. Yi Chen observed the two of them. Xiao Ming had a strong foundation and was filled with confidence. However, Hong Yuan exuded a strange, evil energy that was unpredictable. The outcome of this battle was still unknown. Fellow Yi, what do you think? The Patriarch joined in the fun and asked. Patriarch, you're not thinking of placing a bet, are you? Ha ha, of course. This is a good match. My hands are itching. Alright, Patriarch, I favor Hong Yuan. Hong Yuan? The Patriarch was somewhat surprised. He thought that Yi Chen would say Xiao Ming. However, since it was Yi Chen, he naturally believed it. Thud, thud, thud. At the last moment before the end of the bet, the Patriarch flew over. Ha ha, madam, we meet again. Upon seeing Lu Rui, the Patriarch's beady eyes darted around rapidly. In the blink of an eye, he scanned Lu Rui's entire body. If it were any other woman, she would definitely rebuke the Patriarch. However, Lu Rui's eyes were as charming as silk, showing no fear at all. Chapter 1871. Hong Yuan, I will let you understand that Lan Yu Workshop's strength is not something you can underestimate. Alright, then show me your strength. Both sides were ready to fight. Everyone was looking forward to it. Many people wanted to see the strength of Lan Yu Workshop. After all, as a major force in Fengzhou City, many people had never seen their strength. Kill. Xiao Ming's sword chi was violent. As he moved, he used his killing move. Hong Yuan didn't expect it. It seemed like this person wanted to show off his strength and let everyone acknowledge him. Since that was the case, he would use the entanglement tactic to exhaust his opponent's spirit and wait for an opportunity. As a veteran and an excellent hunter, Hong Yuan didn't know how many demonic beasts he had killed in Demon Eye Mountain. Many demonic beasts had the same character as Xiao Ming. Therefore, Hong Yuan used the experience he gained from killing demonic beasts to gain the upper hand. Kill. Xiao Ming's violent sword chi was endless. He wanted to end the battle quickly. Hong Yuan saw through his opponent's intention and used the entanglement tactic. His figure flickered and created many phantoms, making Xiao Ming fall into his own frenzy. Because once he went berserk, his intelligence would drop. Only the killing intent would remain. Then, Hong Yuan would have too many chances. Ha ha ha, Xiao Ming, is that all you have? Damn it! Hearing Hong Yuan's mockery, Xiao Ming couldn't contain his anger. His sword chi sped up and his ultimate skill was displayed. Xiao Xiao you die, sword break. Divine ability would multiply. Even if Hong Yuan had the upper hand, he didn't dare to be careless. Powerful sword intent. If it wasn't because of his character, this person might be stronger than me. Hong Yuan murmured in his heart. But as an opponent, he would never go easy. Hong Quan, defend. Facing such a powerful sword intent, Hong Yuan didn't hesitate and immediately activated his defense. Swish, swish, swish. Clang, clang, clang. Although the sword chi was powerful, Hong Quan's defensive boundary was very solid. Plus, Hong Yuan was careful with each step and wasn't in a hurry. Naturally, his defense was like an iron bucket. Wow, this Xiao Ming is so powerful. He will definitely win. Yes, this Xiao Ming will win for sure. Everyone shouted. They all thought that Xiao Ming would definitely win, but this was only on the surface. As for Lu Rui, she could naturally tell that Xiao Ming was about to lose. Her eyes darted around as she thought of a plan. Everyone, since you think that Xiao Ming will definitely win, then come and place your bet. I'll give you guys some benefits. Lu Rui had a sexy and enchanting figure. As her lips moved, it left everyone bewildered. Great, what a great benefit! Everyone rushed over, their eyes glued to Lu Rui's figure as they placed their bets. Seeing such a scene, the old ancestor smiled and said, "Madam is really smart, I admire you." Hee, old ancestor Yellow Spring, why don't you bet as well? Lu Rui extended her index finger at Patriarch Netherworld. Madam, I've already bet all my chips, I won't join in the fun. Although the Patriarch wished to step forward and interact with Lu Rui, he knew that he would definitely lose all his bet. Although the Patriarch was lustful, money was indispensable. Wretch. Lu Rui knew very well that the gap between the Patriarch and the others was just too great. He would not fall for it. All she could do was look at the crowd again and try to dupe more people to place their bet. So what if Xiao Ming lost to Hong Yuan? Their Orchid Moon workshop was not here to fight for the championship. All they wanted was to make a killing. On the battlefield, Xiao Ming found it increasingly difficult to remain calm despite his relentless attack. He was a member of Orchid Moon Workshop. If he were to lose to the Flourishing Era, he would be utterly humiliated. Hong Yuan, your constant defense is truly despicable. In order to infuriate Hong Yuan to attack, Xiao Ming calmed down a little and began taunting him. Ha ha ha, Xiao Ming, are you beginning to panic now that you can't take him down? He never expected that Hong Yuan would not fall for it. He even retorted at Xiao Ming. You. Xiao Ming was even more infuriated as he released his powerful divine powers in a bid to take down Hong Yuan in one fell swoop. But how was that possible? Hong Yuan had used the Hong Fist's defensive barrier, giving him no chance at all. And in the process of attacking, Xiao Ming would expend too much of his energy while Hong Yuan waited for him to exhaust himself. The gap between the two would only widen. Xiao Ming, you dare challenge me with that bit of ability? I don't think you can last much longer. Admit defeat. I am a warrior personally recruited by Madame Lu Rui of Orchid Moon Workshop. How can I admit defeat? Today, I will definitely kill you for Madame. Xiao Ming looked in Lu Rui's direction. She gave him a suggestive look, making Xiao Ming even more enthralled. He did not know that it was all part of Lu Rui's plan. Her goal was to make him lose even more tragically and quickly. Ha ha ha, the newest woman's charm. Xiao Ming, your defeat is certain. Darn it! Xiao Ming's killing intent was exposed as he went straight for Hong Yuan. Hong Fist, counterattack. At that moment, Hong Yuan seized the opportunity and made the first move. Rumble. Xiao Ming had been the one taking the initiative to attack and his opponent had not made any counterattack. He believed that Hong Yuan was just defending, but he was wrong. Hong Yuan was only waiting for an opportunity. Since the opportunity was right in front of him, Hong Yuan took the initiative to attack. Pwah! Xiao Ming was heavily injured as he bled profusely. He nearly could not speak, but he forced himself to stand up. He looked in Lu Rui's direction with a pained expression. Sigh. Lu Rui only shook her head. This made Xiaoming fall into deep self-reproach once again. He knew that he had embarrassed Orchid Moon Workshop and Lu Rui. After all, he was recommended to the workshop owner by Lu Rui. Ah! Xiaoming let out an angry roar as all his lifeblood surged in reverse. He was willing to sacrifice his foundation, cultivation, and meridians. He wanted to use the sudden increase in strength to launch a sneak attack on Hong Yuan. Oh! However, Hong Yuan was experienced. He knew the counterattack of a cornered beast the best. Ha! Hong Yuan sneered. He first used the Hong Fist's barrier for defense before delivering a fatal blow. Hong Fist, fatal blow. He punched out as a powerful fist beam tore through Xiaoming's body. Following that, Hong Yuan retreated in the opposite direction. Dong! Xiaoming's eyes welled with tears as he left the world in extreme indignation. Finally, his eyes looked in Lu Rui's direction. It was extremely ironic. He he he, he's just an infatuated person. What a pity. Lu Rui shook her head as she packed up the treasures she had won. Ha ha ha, Taoist Yi, you indeed have a good eye. I've struck it rich again. At that moment, the patriarch came before Yi Chen with the various treasures he had won. This Xiaoming was too rash and even fell into an illusion. How could he not have lost? What illusion? The patriarch asked, perplexed. Patriarch, this person has fallen for Lu Rui's bewitching arts. I see. The patriarch was shocked. Thankfully, he had not gotten too close to the woman. Chapter 1872. Golden Age Dojo, Hong Yuan wins. Feng Wei announced the result. This result exceeded many people's expectations. Everyone thought that the Orchid Moon Clinic was a mysterious and powerful organization, so the cultivator they found would definitely be powerful. They never expected Xiaoming to be so rash, constantly attacking and dying at the hands of Hong Yuan. They had suffered a great loss this time. Clatter, clatter, clatter! Everyone came to Lu Rui's platform and shouted angrily. Lu Rui, how dare you lie to us? Did you make us bet on Xiaoming on purpose? Yes, we didn't make it in time. Look at you now, you made us bet on Xiaoming and lose big. Hurry up and give us an explanation. Otherwise, we'll return our chip. Everyone was aggressive and surrounded the platform, looking like they were about to fight. Ah! Lu Rui sneered. What are you laughing at? I'm laughing at your stupidity. I didn't force you to bet on Xiaoming. I only gave you a chance to bet. Instead of repaying my kindness, you blame me. How can there be such logic in this world? As she spoke, Lu Rui's eyes glowed. Everyone fell into an illusion, believing that Lu Rui was right. That's right, it's our fault. Madam is too beautiful. That's right, why would such a beautiful madam lie to us? We were wrong. Immediately, countless cultivators bowed and apologized to Lu Rui. Ah! Lu Rui let out a wanton laugh. Those people left in a daze. At this moment, Feng Wei announced the start of the battle between the Li clan and the Tianyuan dojo. Dong, dong, dong. Suddenly, the ground shook and even the platform shook. Everyone looked at the platform and saw a man more than 10 meters tall walking up. This person was like a small mountain, looking at the people below with a look of disdain. Everyone trembled and retreated. This person's aura was too powerful. They were afraid he would go berserk and hurt them. Tianyuan dojo, Hu Yuan, accept the challenge. He roared angrily, causing the air to vibrate. The surrounding people felt a piercing pleasure and covered their ears. This person has a strong foundation. The patriarch locked his eyes on Hu Yuan. Although this person looked a little silly, his foundation was actually very strong. That's right. This person's cultivation base is advanced divine division, but his foundation is definitely at the level of great perfection, Yi Chen said. Then we'll have to see how his opponent is. The patriarch had already prepared a bargaining chip to seek out Lu Rui. Whoosh! At this moment, a tall figure stood on the stage. It was the Li clan's young master, Li Yulong. Young Master Yulong has gone up. Young Master Yulong is so handsome. That's great. I support young Master Yulong. Right, young Master Yulong is amazing. Before Li Yulong could say anything, countless infatuated girls started to call out to him. Yi Chen glanced over. The looks of those infatuated women were nothing to scoff at, so he quickly turned to look at the fighting ring. Ha ha ha, pale-faced scholar, you shouldn't have come here to die. Hu Yuan laughed and said, Hu Yuan, don't be too arrogant. Haven't you heard of my Li clan's reputation? Li Yulong waved his folding fan, creating a gentle breeze. He responded with a smile, as if he didn't take the Tiger Garden seriously at all. Li Yulong, I know you are also an expert, but that is only when compared to others. Your martial arts are useless against me. You will die because of your own conceit. Then let me see if you have the ability to kill me. The two of them stepped forward and confronted each other. This big guy is too despicable. How dare he insult young Master Yulong? Yes, kill him. Stupid thing. Instantly, countless infatuated women attacked again. They were cursing Hu Yuan. Hu Yuan was furious and roared at those infatuated women. Roar. The roar triggered a strong airflow that turned into a gale. Those infatuated women immediately turned pale with fright. Many infatuated women were swept by the gale. Their skirts fluttered, and the scene below them was also seen by many wretched cultivators. Bastard! Many infatuated women cursed Hu Yuan. Many of them even had tears streaming down their faces, thinking that they could not face anyone anymore. Ha ha ha, idiot! Hu Yuan, on the other hand, laughed heartily. Hu Yuan, how dare you treat my cheering group like this? It seems like you really don't know your place if I don't teach you a lesson. Li Yulong, I've seen too many fancy moves. Li Yulong waved his folding fan again. Then, his figure flashed and went straight for Hu Yuan. Small tricks. What are you trying to show off? Hu Yuan did not take Li Yulong seriously at all. He instantly threw a huge punch, wanting to defeat his enemy with one blow. Li Yulong let out a sinister laugh. Then, his figure spun like a poisonous snake, just in time to avoid the fatal blow. Hu Yuan was shocked. He did not expect his opponent to be so skilled that he had already seen through the path of his fist. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Then, the folding fan moved. Instantly, Hu Yuan felt a pain on the surface of his body, and blood flowed out. Hu Yuan looked at the blood on his stomach, and glared at Li Yulong. I said that I'll teach you a lesson. Ha ha ha! Hearing Li Yulong's words, Hu Yuan actually laughed out loud. What are you laughing at? I'm laughing at how shallow you are. After saying that, to everyone's surprise, Hu Yuan's injury from before healed rapidly as if it had never been injured. What? Li Yulong frowned. He did not expect the injury from his folding fan to disappear in an instant. Seeing Hu Yuan's powerful recovery ability, everyone was shocked. Ha ha ha, Li Yulong, my indestructible body of Vajra was cultivated over 10 years. Every day I have to go through countless cuts and torture. I wanted to give up many times, but I persevered. It's a joke to think that a small folding fan can injure me. Hu Yuan's power shocked everyone. Many people thought that Li Yulong was at his wits' end this time. Fellow Taoist Yi, what do you think? Do you want to bet on Hu Yuan? What do you think, elder ancestor? I think Hu Yuan's indestructible body of Vajra is not top-notch, but it's enough to deal with Li Yulong. It's not certain. Fellow Taoist Yi, what do you mean? Hu Yuan has been tricked. The elder ancestor was speechless. He clearly saw that Li Yulong could not hurt Hu Yuan. How could he say that Hu Yuan had been tricked? At that moment, on the battle platform, Li Yulong did not panic. Instead, he was very calm. Is that so? Following that, Li Yulong suddenly revealed a strange smile. Hu Yuan frowned. He suddenly felt that something was wrong. To everyone's surprise, they saw that black blood was constantly flowing from Hu Yuan's wound. It was like poisonous insects in his meridians. It was extremely terrifying. Poison! Hu Yuan shouted through gritted teeth. Chapter 1873. You! Hu Yuan stared at Li Yulong with widened eyes. He did not expect Li Yulong to be so vicious, using poison in such a fair battle. Haha, Hu Yuan, don't blame me. You just underestimated your opponent. Li Yulong sneered. The crowd below was stunned at first, then the infatuated girls from before mocked Hu Yuan for underestimating his opponent. Then, they praised Li Yulong for being decisive and a true hero. Yi Chen sneered in his heart at such a scene. Fellow Yi, the Li clan seems to be vicious people. If you encounter them, be careful, the patriarch said. I don't care about such a weak poison. It's a pity for Hu Yuan. This person's body is indeed strong, but he only cultivated methods to resist physical damage. Against poison, he lost his advantage. That's right. The patriarch nodded. At this moment, on the battle platform, although Hu Yuan was poisoned, he still did not retreat. Vicious bastard, you deserve to die. Hu Yuan hit a few acupuncture points on his body, forcefully stimulating his power. The crowd did not expect Hu Yuan to fight again, but Li Yulong gently fanned himself as if he was not afraid at all. Hu Yuan, admit defeat now, then I'll give you the antidote. Ha ha ha, who do you think I am? Who do you think I am? Hu Yuan angrily rebuked Li Yulong. The crowd felt Hu Yuan's spirit, but they were worried for him. Li Yulong's poison seemed to be very strange, causing great damage to the meridians and foundation. Would it be appropriate to fight again? Since you insist on seeking death, I won't be polite. Li Yulong suddenly folded his fan, revealing a cold expression. The crowd trembled. It seemed like Li Yulong was going to kill. Hu Yuan charged forward angrily, wanting to grab Li Yulong and win with his own strength, but it was easier said than done. Ha ha, what an idiot! Li Yulong flew away, extremely light. The fan in his hand opened again, and instantly, a dense fog enveloped Hu Yuan. The dense fog rushed over, instantly triggering the poison and causing Hu Yuan to spit out blood. Hu Yuan. The people of the Tianyuan dojo stood up one after another, glaring at the Li clan. Ha ha, people of the Tianyuan dojo, why are you like this? A loss is a loss. That's right, the people of the Tianyuan martial field don't know what's good for them, so it's only natural that they die. Many Li clan members stood up in succession and ridiculed the Tianyuan martial ground. You bastards! Using poison to win is despicable. Damn it! The people of the Sky Origin martial grounds all felt that it wasn't worth it for Hu Yuan, and they felt that the Li clan was a sinister clan. However, it was useless. This was a life and death battle, and the rules of a life and death battle were that there were no rules. As long as it was within the framework of the Feng Shen martial arts, using poison was also a personal method. Being able to succeed was a skill, and the Feng Shen sect would not care about such things. Silence. Suddenly, Feng Wei soared into the sky and released his pressure. Instantly, a strong force caused the members of the Sky Origin martial grounds and Li clan to retreat, and they didn't dare speak another word. At this moment, the outcome of the battle had been decided. Boom! Under the effects of the poison, Hu Yuan collapsed to the ground despite having a sturdy body. Senior brother Hu Yuan. The people of the Tianyuan dojo all got up and rushed towards the fighting ring. Li Yulong of the Li clan wins. When Feng Wei announced the winner, the people of the Tianyuan dojo glared at him. Humph! A bunch of trash. Li Yulong left these words behind before leaving. You! One of the cultivators of the Tianyuan dojo was truly unable to endure such humiliation and flew out. Li Yulong revealed a gloomy smile as he walked, then he suddenly moved his folding fan away. Instantly, the poison passed through the air and spread out madly. Pooh! After that person encountered the poison, he instantly felt his vital energy and blood stagnate, and his meridians were blocked. Immediately, blood sprayed out. You! That person stared with wide eyes at Li Yulong. At this moment, the latter turned around and looked at the person from the Tianyuan dojo with a complacent and gloomy smile. Kill! The Tianyuan dojo was instantly in an uproar as everyone attacked one after another with the intention of killing Li Yulong. No! The martial grandmasters of the dojo made a forceful move to stop them, but it was already too late as everyone had already rushed towards Li Yulong. How laughable! Li Yulong opened his folding fan once more and flew out abruptly. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Boundless poison mist exploded out, and everyone fell into a state of poison mist. Seeing that the situation had gone out of control, Feng Wei's eyes were filled with anger. His powerful might swept out in all directions, dispersing the poison mist. At the same time, the people of the Tianyuan dojo were sent flying one after another. Boom, boom, boom. The people of the Tianyuan dojo fell to the ground one after another, and Li Yulong was also sent flying several meters away. Li Yulong hurriedly cupped his hands and bowed to Feng Wei, but the people of the Tianyuan dojo were still very unconvinced. Host, are you going to watch Li Yulong use poison to harm others? A person of the Tianyuan dojo questioned. I'm only ensuring that the competition will go on as usual. As for the means to win the competition, that's their own freedom. That won't do. We're all cultivators, and we must have basic morality. Didn't you hear what I said? I'm only ensuring that the competition will go on as usual. If you have any dissatisfaction, you can tell the sect leader. After saying that, Feng Wei waved his hand, and the people of the Tianyuan dojo were sent flying again. At this moment, Li Yulong returned to the Li clan with a smile. Senior brother Yulong is mighty. Li clan is invincible. Instantly, it drew a wave of cheers from the Li clan, and even the Li clan's patriarch came out to praise Li Yulong. Yulong, well done. Thank you, uncle. Li Yulong bowed and returned to his seat. At that moment, Yi Chen's eyes widened because he would definitely be in the fourth match. The next battle, the Bai clan against the city governor's estate. As soon as he said that, everyone stuck their heads out to look at the battle arena because they knew very well that Yi Chen had a huge grudge with the city governor's mansion, and now he was a guest of the Bai clan. This is going to be interesting. Yi Chen killed Shangguan Jie and humiliated Shangguan Feng. This time, he's going up against the most powerful person in the city governor's mansion, Shangguan Xiong. Shangguan Xiong is already a mastery stage soul-splitting stage powerhouse, while Yi Chen is only a mastery stage void refinement stage powerhouse. This time, Yi Chen will be tortured to death. I will definitely make Shangguan Xiong go berserk for killing my brother. Everyone came to the Orchid Moon workshop to place their bets. Everyone, what do you want? Asked Lu Rui. Ha, madam, we want to bet on Shangguan Xiong. Yes, we'll bet on Shangguan Xiong. Yi Chen is dead meat. Many cultivators wanted to bet on Shangguan Xiong, but this time, Lu Rui unexpectedly stopped them. I think it's better to bet on Yi Chen. Madam Rui, what's the meaning of this? You're the banker. Are you afraid that you'll lose? It doesn't matter. When the time comes, madam, as long as you show us everything, I guarantee that we won't take a single cent. Yes, yes. Everyone looked at Lu Rui with greed in their eyes. Chapter 1874. He. This madam is sincerely recommending him to you, yet you don't believe me? Then, you can bet on Shangguan Xiong. Lu Rui revealed a coquettish look. As her body swayed, everyone's eyes followed her as her body swayed back and forth. The scene was truly alluring. Although madam sincerely recommended him to us, we still have to bet on Shangguan Xiong. I'm sorry. Yes, madam, don't blame us. I bet on Shangguan Xiong. Everyone placed their bets on Shangguan Xiong. The corners of Lu Rui's mouth curled up slightly as she thought to herself, these idiots. Soon, Shangguan Xiong's stage was filled with people, and treasures were piled up. Lu Rui was naturally happy to accompany them. The more, the better. At this moment, Yi Chen walked into the fighting ring. It's Yi Chen. That brat really dares to come up. This is a life and death battle, just like in the life and death arena. This time, Shangguan Xiong won't show any mercy. He's dead for sure. Shangguan Xiong is the #1 fighter in the city governor's mansion. Let's see how Yi Chen dies this time. Everyone was very excited. Although Yi Chen had performed many heroic deeds, he was still an outsider after all. The locals still looked down on him. If not for the fact that they could not find anyone, it was impossible for Bai Hua to value an outsider like Yi Chen. Dong, dong, dong. Suddenly, the stage shook as a tall and sturdy man walked up. It was Shangguan Xiong. Yi Fan, you killed my brother. Do you know your wrongs? Shangguan Xiong stepped forward and asked forcefully. You know your mistake? Ha ha ha, I, Yi Chen, do things in an upright and honorable manner. How am I wrong? Yi Chen had an innocent smile on his face. Shangguan Xiong squinted as killing intent filled his body. Bastard! You humiliated Shangguan Feng and killed Shangguan Jie. You even killed my father, Shangguan Jinyun. So what if I am? These were the facts. Yi Chen did not want to defend himself. However, it was these people who provoked him first or had the intention to kill him. That was why they were killed by him. What was there to defend? This was the heavenly Tao. Unrepentant Dai. Shangguan Xiong attacked angrily. The long saber in his hand was like a ferocious tiger that had just left its cage, shaking the space around it. Boom! Sensing the power of the saber, Yi Chen quickly dodged to the side. Star-picking hand. He leaned to the side and used the star-picking hand to stop the saber radiance. Then, he spun his body and launched a powerful counterattack. What? The crowd had no idea what was going on, but Shangguan Xiong was a powerhouse. He had seen Yi Chen's movements. Not only did Yi Chen block the saber gleam, but he also used the star-picking hand to spin the saber gleam. However, the saber gleam rebounded. Boom! Everyone was dumbfounded when the saber light returned. What's going on? Did Shangguan Xiong attack himself with his blade light? What did Yi Chen do? Why didn't I see anything? Isn't this too strange? Questions popped up in everyone's minds. At this moment, a person walked forward. It was the old ancestor. Ha! Everyone, are you guys unable to see the situation clearly? The old master asked. Humph, you old man, could it be that you saw it clearly? Everyone looked at the old ancestor's cultivation and saw that he was only at the spirit-severing stage. However, they didn't know that the old ancestor was actually a conjoint stage-old monster. He just suppressed his cultivation to deceive everyone. Why don't you allow me, your ancestor, to explain? TSK, you can explain it. Of course. Forget it. Let this old man explain. We'll just listen. If there's a problem with what he said, it means that he's deliberately playing with us. We won't let him go. That's right. Everyone made way for the old ancestor. Everyone, the heaven and earth shift just now was Yi Chen using the star-picking hand to catch the saber gleam in the air. He then used the saber gleam for his own use and counterattacked Shangguan Xiong. What? This is too strange. I can't believe it. Old man, are you playing with us? Everyone wanted to target the old ancestor to cover up their short-sightedness. However, the old ancestor suddenly unleashed his power. Everyone was stunned and did not dare to move forward. This person has hidden his strength. Don't be reckless. They retreated one after another and no one dared to target the old ancestor anymore. Naturally, the old ancestor became the one who knew about Yi Chen and spread the name of Yi Chen. At this moment, on the platform, Shangguan Xiong waved the long saber in his hand and fought back forcefully. Boom! Kacha, kacha, kacha! The two saber gleams collided and then shattered. Such an exquisite time shift. This person's cultivation base is indeed extraordinary. At this moment, Shangguan Xiong really took Yi Chen seriously because the move earlier was too exquisite. He knew the strength of his saber gleam very well. Even a mid-stage divine splitting stage cultivator would be killed by such a strength. However, as a late-stage void refinement stage cultivator, Yi Chen actually managed to withstand it. This itself was a miracle. Subsequently, Yi Chen actually made the saber gleam backfire. This was even more of a genius move. It seemed that Shangguan Xiong knew that Yi Chen could kill Shangguan Jie and make Shangguan Jinyun hate him at the same time. It was definitely not luck. He really had the ability. Yi Chen, although you're very powerful, if I don't take revenge, I'm not a son. You must die today. Sigh, you don't know what kind of people your father and brother are. You can't tell right from wrong and want to kill me? Be ****, how dare you insult my father and brother? I'll make you die a horrible death. Like father, like son. Since you want to reunite with your father, how can I, Yi Chen, not fulfill your wish? Yi Chen's eyes were cold. Since the other party did not know what was good for him, he would die. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Yi Chen moved and the saber gleam flew toward Shangguan Xiong. How dare you take the initiative to attack? You're asking for death. Shangguan Xiong thought that he was a powerhouse at the divine separation stage. Why would he be afraid of a void training trash? He waved the saber in his hand and the powerful saber gleam shot out again. Rumble! Kacha, kacha, kacha! However, this time, a shocking scene appeared. Spiritual energy flashed on Yi Chen's arms and the saber gleam danced wildly. He broke through Shangguan Xiong's saber gleam directly. It was a competition of whose saber was harder. What? Shangguan Xiong was shocked. Yi Chen's strength was far beyond his estimation. Was he really a void training cultivator? Although it was hard to believe, there was no time to think at the moment. Shangguan Xiong forcefully activated his power, wanting to end things with Yi Chen. Long saber sweeps the sun and moon. Rumble! The powerful saber gleam swept the sun and moon, destroying the universe. Shangguan Xiong flew up high like a judge trying to judge a sinner. Below, Yi Chen sneered slightly. He did not care about such a situation at all. However, in everyone's eyes, this was Shangguan Xiong's fatal attack. Yi Chen would die. Everyone, it's time to collect the rice. Yi Chen will die. Yes, Yi Chen, this outsider, deserves to die. Everyone raised their hands and wanted Yi Chen to die. However, the patriarch sneered and said, "You bunch of idiots, Shangguan Xiong is finished." Chapter 1875. Void Destruction, I, the Unique and Powerful. Yi Chen's eyes gleamed with a cold, murderous gleam. He channeled powerful energy in his palms and shook the air. Boom! The void was actually conducting a powerful energy vibrating outwards. The void was not empty. Only Yi Chen could comprehend the true meaning within it. Boom! How could Shangguan Xiong guard against it? Caught off guard, he was struck on the spot. Ah! With a blood-curdling scream, Shangguan Xiong's body was sent flying like a sandbag. Ah! The cultivators who thought that Yi Chen would definitely die were dumbfounded when they saw this scene. Ha ha ha, what do you think? The old ancestor laughed heartily and asked those people. Patriarch Yellow Spring, how did you know that Shangguan Xiong was done for? Someone asked. It's simple. Although Shangguan Xiong has a high cultivation base, he's no match for Yi Chen in terms of foundation and absolute ability. Moreover, Yi Chen was extremely talented. His comprehension ability was 100 times that of ordinary people. The divine power that he had mastered was something that Shangguan Xiong could never understand in his entire life. Ah? Really? Everyone was shocked. Although they did not believe it, the truth before them told them that Yi Chen had defeated Shangguan Xiong with his mastery of the void refinement stage. His ability to fight someone of a higher level was just too surreal. Everyone shook their heads and could only admit defeat. At this moment, the situation on the fighting stage changed again. Shangguan Xiong actually stood up again. When the people who were shaking their heads saw Shangguan Xiong stand up again, it was as if they had found their last hope, and they all regained their spirits. Old Ancestor Yellow Spring, it looks like the result is still unknown. That's right. After Shangguan Xiong stood up, his fighting spirit was already firm. Judging from his appearance, he didn't seem to have suffered any fatal injuries. If this continues, it's hard to tell who will win. Yi Chen has to defeat his enemy with one move. He'll definitely die when Shangguan Xiong comes to his senses now. Those people looked at Patriarch Yellow Spring complacently, as if they had stood up again. Then let's wait and see. This will only make our deaths more miserable. The old ancestor sneered, not caring about what those people said at all. Shangguan Xiong roared and stood up again. He looked at Yi Chen while grinning. You've really surpassed my imagination to be able to comprehend such a mystical ability. However, it's useless. My foundation is not something you can measure. Yi Chen die. Yi Chen did not expect Shangguan Xiong to be even more powerful after he stood up again. Shangguan Xiong's meridians, tendons, and bones should have been on the verge of shattering after being struck by his void vibration annihilation. However, Shangguan Xiong seemed to be completely fine. Just what kind of secret was behind this? It wasn't hard to guess that Shangguan Xiong must have some kind of powerful body refining technique, or some kind of magical treasure to protect himself. Otherwise, he could have won the match with that attack just now. The corner of Yi Chen's lips curled up slightly as he thought about this. Since the other party wanted to play, then so be it. Ninth Heaven U steps. Yi Chen flew out. His figure was ethereal and unpredictable. Kill! Shangguan Xiong used his strength to break through the technique and slashed out with his blade, destroying everything in the world. Boom, boom, boom. On the fighting platform, the light from the slash caused countless rocks to explode. The fighting platform was on the verge of collapsing. It could be seen how powerful the slash was. Everyone retreated, not daring to approach. Those who had bet on Shangguan Xiong cheered. As expected, Shangguan Xiong is still powerful. He seems to have hidden his strength, making Yi Chen think he's won. In reality, this is just the beginning. Yes, it seems like we need to bet again. Shangguan Xiong's odds are pretty good now. Everyone found Lu Rui and Shangguan Xiong. Everyone, please. Lu Rui laughed heartily. These people were her cornucopia. On the fighting platform, Yi Chen's figure sped away while Shangguan Xiong's blade gleam chased after him. Kill. Yi Chen's eyes were suddenly filled with killing intent. The immortal slaying flying saber appeared in his hand again. Flying to Velurium slash. His figure flashed like a shadow, the endless blade gleam hidden in the alternate dimension. Although Shangguan Xiong couldn't find the position of the blade gleam, he could guess where Yi Chen would attack based on his experience of walking on the edge of life and death many times. Slash. He slashed again with his blade. The blade gleam collided with the immortal slaying flying saber's blade gleam. Clang, clang, clang. The powerful collision shocked both parties. Yi Chen revealed a smile of joy. He did not expect Shangguan Xiong to be able to guess the position of his blade gleam at the moment of life and death. He had absolute confidence that with his super-powerful technique of hiding the blade in the alternate dimension, it was impossible for Shangguan Xiong to see the blade gleam's position directly. Shangguan Xiong, you're quite interesting. How about I give you a chance to kneel and beg for mercy? What? Shangguan Xiong's eyes were about to pop out of their socket. He was furious. Why are you so angry? Sparing your life is just a thought to me, but life and death are everything to you. Yi Chen, I will not live under the same sky as you. Shangguan Xiong was enraged to the extreme and looked like he was about to go crazy. Everyone was amazed that someone could force Shangguan Xiong to such an extent. Just a few words were enough to make him go crazy. Since you insist on seeking death, I'll grant your wish. Yi Chen was expressionless this time, as if he had entered a state of assassination. Ha ha ha, Yi Chen, don't be so arrogant. I'll kill you with a single blow this time. At the same time, Shangguan Xiong had also entered a state of final battle. Sweeping heaven and earth, sinking the sun and moon, destroying the world with a single blade. The most powerful blade intent unleashed the most powerful might. Shangguan Xiong's ultimate attack was the ultimate blade that he had comprehended for 100 years. He had never thought that he would need to use the ultimate blade against a void refinement cultivator. However, seeing that Yi Chen was becoming more and more threatening, he could not hold it in anymore. He wanted to take revenge. He wanted to kill the person before him. Therefore, this was inevitable. Sensing the powerful might of the ultimate blade, the surrounding people were horrified. It was as if they could be killed by the ultimate blade if they followed the barrier. Such a strange and shocking thing almost drove them crazy. Ah, what the hell? The crowd retreated. Many people ran or even crawled away. They were completely scared out of their wit. Facing such a violent blade, Yi Chen's heart was as calm as still water. His body did not move. The will of heaven and earth lies in one. The will of one lies in nature. Kill. Shangguan Xiong raised his long blade high and soared into the sky. The ultimate blade caused the surrounding spiritual power to gather around Shangguan Xiong's body. This was the effect of the natural gathering of spiritual power. All of Shangguan Xiong's power was gathered on the long blade. It was the most lethal attack. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Suddenly Yi Chen's eyes lit up. He placed one of his hands behind his back and the other in front of him. He pointed his sword at the sky. Master! Yi Wuxuang sensed that at the same time. He was merging his spirit into his sword and transforming into a sword. End of this chapter. Chapter 1876. Yi Chen suddenly stretched out his hand toward the air. Everyone was confused, wondering what this brat was doing. Was he waiting to die? Under everyone's shocked gazes, a divine sword suddenly fell from the sky. Heavenly Emperor's Sword, Universal Slash. Yi Chen suddenly opened his eyes like a god with boundless battle intent. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Subsequently, he held the Heavenly Emperor's sword and slashed at the air before him. The sword chi reverberated and traveled through the alternate dimension. It appeared behind Shangguan Xiong. What? Shangguan Xiong wanted to kill Yi Chen with a single strike, but he did not expect Yi Chen to arrive first. It was too surprising. Swoosh. The sword gleamed and everything ended. The crowd fell silent. Those who were waiting for Shangguan Xiong's ultimate attack were dumbfounded. They had no idea what had happened. Yi Chen had attacked later, so how did he arrive first? No one could see where Yi Chen's sword chi came from, nor did they know why it was so powerful that it could kill Shangguan Xiong with a single strike. This. Those who were waiting to become rich because of Shangguan Xiong collapsed to the ground. They had lost everything. Ha ha ha. Lu Rui was the happiest one. She had earned a lot because of Yi Chen. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Subsequently, the Heavenly Emperor's sword disappeared, and Yi Wuxuang appeared on his seat again. Ha ha ha, I didn't expect fellow Yi to have such a remarkable ability. He can cooperate with you seamlessly. The patriarch said while laughing. Such a remarkable secret technique was too shocking. I'm a sword spirit. I can only exist when I'm by my master's side. I see. Impressive, impressive. The patriarch could not stop praising. He was wondering how many more surprises Yi Chen would give him. On the fighting ring, Shangguan Xiong's body fell. First young master. The people from the city governor's residence came up crying. Their last pillar of support was dead. The city governor's residence had lost Shangguan Jinyun, Shangguan Jie, and Shangguan Xiong. All that was left was the most useless Shangguan Feng. Yi Chen, you be *starred, how dare you kill my big brother? Shangguan Feng scolded Yi Chen, but Yi Chen only responded with a cold smile. Subsequently, He narrowed his eyes and buried his killing intent. Yi Chen wins this battle, Feng Wei announced. Great, that's great. The members of the Bai clan cheered in unison, and it seemed as if the incident with Bai Lin from before hadn't occurred. Bai Hua smirked when he saw that. As expected, he could secure his position as the patriarch with Yi Chen and the rest. Brother Yi, please. Below, Bai Hua gestured for Yi Chen to sit. Yi Chen nodded lightly and took his seat. The members of the Bai clan looked at Yi Chen with respect. At the same time, they were more respectful toward Bai Hua. The young men of the Bai clan who had wanted to seize the position did not dare to make a sound. Now, I announce that we will rest for 2 hours and continue the battle. After Feng Wei finished his announcement, he returned to his seat. At that moment, the sect master of the Feng God sect, Feng Yun, looked at Yi Chen with a cold expression. This lad's innate potential is extraordinary. If we don't get rid of him as soon as possible, it'll be detrimental to us. An elder said to Feng Yun. Do I need you to tell me that? Feng Yun rebuked. Yes, yes. The elder quickly sat down. At that moment, Feng Yue walked over and glared fiercely at Yi Chen. Father, this is the person who humiliated me back then. Let me get rid of him this time. Where, your younger brother died because of this lad. It's up to you this time. Don't worry, father. Although this lad defeated Shangguan Xiong isn't a match for me at all. There's nothing to fear. All right, the reputation of the Feng God sect cannot be lost. Yes. Feng Yue walked to the front and prepared to fight. However, Feng Wei did not see any of this. After 2 hours, he still carried out the rules. This battle, the Bai clan against the city governor's mansion. Why is it those 2 clans again? Everyone was puzzled. This is the rule. Before, it was from the beginning to the end. Now, it's from the end to the beginning. I see. Everyone nodded. Second uncle, you. At that moment, Feng Yue was slightly displeased. Feng Wei looked at Feng Yue and immediately understood. Feng Yue wanted to fight Yi Chen. Wait. Humph. Feng Yue retreated to his seat and glared at Yi Chen. At that moment, Yi Chen walked into the battle ring. Opposite him was his opponent, the last trump card of the city governor's mansion, Shangguan Feng. Yi Chen was elated when he saw Shangguan Feng. He did not expect it to be this lad. Shangguan Feng! Yi Chen shouted angrily. Shangguan Feng was dumbfounded and almost fell to the ground. This scene instantly made countless cultivators laugh out loud. Ha ha ha, Shangguan Feng is so scared. This is unbelievable. Is the city governor's mansion going to be annihilated? Ha ha ha, he peed his pants. Let's ask Yi Chen to be gentle this time. Normally, Shangguan Feng would have been enraged when he heard these words and would have torn those people apart. However, at that moment, he did not have the slightest bit of courage. He directly knelt on the ground. Yi Chen! He shouted in a sobbing tone. Yi Chen was stunned. What was going on? Don't hold grudges against me. Please spare me. After saying that, he directly burst into tears. The people of the city governor's mansion were stunned. After all, they were a force in Fengzhou City. Now, they had fallen to the point where their young master was begging for mercy? Yi Chen laughed out loud and stretched out a leg. Then, he nodded at Shangguan Feng and gave him a hint. Shangguan Feng revealed a look of surprise and doubt. Yi Chen frowned and his killing intent was awe-inspiring. Understood. The most despicable scene was Shangguan Feng crawling directly to Yi Chen's feet and licking his shoes. Everyone was shocked. Shangguan Feng had simply thrown his face into the heavens. He was even able to do such a humiliating thing. Was he even human? However, Yi Chen had a cold smile on his face. As the saying went, those who humiliated others would be humiliated. He did not think there was anything wrong with what he did. Yi Chen, spare me. After doing that, Shang Guanfeng cried again. You're just a dog. What's the point of killing you? Ah. Yi Chen turned around and walked toward the Bai residence. At that moment, Shang Guanfeng's eyes suddenly narrowed as he watched Yi Chen leave. Boundless killing intent gathered in his eyes. Subsequently, he slowly took out a dagger from his sleeve. The dagger was completely black, and there was a green liquid dripping from it. It was the poison that could cause a person's body to fester and die. Ah! He finally revealed his true colors. He was going to kill Yi Chen in the most vicious way possible. Brother Yi, Brother Yi! Bai Hua screamed all of a sudden when he saw that. Everything would be over if Yi Chen died. However, Yi Chen ignored his shouts at all. He merely walked forward while smiling. Yi Chen, today is the day you die. Your arrogance and conceit will cause you to die a graveless death. Chapter 1877. Ha ha ha! Shang Guanfeng's expression was twisted. He was like a devil that had crawled out of hell, unwilling to let go of his enemy. He ran toward Yi Chen with all his might, wanting to deal him a fatal blow. He wanted revenge. Brother Yi! Bai Hua screamed crazily too. Yi Chen was clearly the most powerful among the three of them. As soon as he fell, Bai Hua's plan to rise in power would fail completely. He must not let Yi Chen die here. However, at that moment, the corner of Yi Chen's lips curled up into a strange smile. Bai Hua was completely dumbfounded. Did he know the danger or not? Kill! At that moment, Shang Guanfeng was not far behind Yi Chen. The crowd below the stage was equally shocked. They did not expect Shang Guanfeng to be so vicious as to attempt a sneak attack. However, those who were watching the competition were all unrelated people. They did not care about Yi Chen's life or death, unless they had already placed their bets. However, everyone could see the difference between Yi Chen and Shang Guanfeng's abilities. Many of them did not place their bets because it was too boring. However, it was different now. Shang Guanfeng wanted to sneak an attack on Yi Chen. If he succeeded, would those who placed their bets on Shang Guanfeng not earn a fortune? Place your bets, place your bets. Those who were blinded by greed did not care about this show at all. Instead, they rushed toward the Orchid Moon workshop in a frenzy to place their bets on Shang Guanfeng. In order to increase the number of people placing their bets, Lu Rui could decide if she wanted to open the banker again. Oh? Very well, open the banker. Lu Rui opened the banker decisively. Many cultivators came over with an opportunistic attitude. Clack, clack, clack. Step by step, Shang Guanfeng's blade was about to pierce Yi Chen's back. At that moment, everyone was stunned. Bai Hua frowned. He knew that it was too late. It was useless to remind Yi Chen now. Die! Shang Guanfeng roared. Immediately, the people from the major forces looked toward the battle stage. Feng Yun revealed a cold smile. If Yi Chen died in Shang Guanfeng's hands, she would be the one who benefited. After all, Yi Chen's abilities were unfathomable. As the sect master of the Phoenix God sect, he had already realized this. If his people fought Yi Chen, even Feng Yue might not stand a chance. His death would be the best outcome. Clang! Just when the blade was about to pierce through, Yi Chen turned around all of a sudden. He condensed qi in his fingers and controlled the blade instantly. You! Shang Guanfeng was completely dumbfounded. His plan was so perfect, and he was about to succeed. How could Yi Chen stop him? How could an idiot like him know that Yi Chen had seen through his scheme? Yi Chen knew Shang Guanfeng's character all too well. This person was sinister and ruthless. He would do anything for revenge. He would not behave obediently like a dog. Therefore, Yi Chen had been waiting for this moment. That was why the corner of his lips had curled up earlier, because he had seen the opportunity. This was Yi Chen's real performance, killing a mad dog. Shang Guanfeng, what do you want? In Shang Guanfeng's eyes, Yi Chen's expression was like a demon, a devil, and a sorcerer god. Shang Guanfeng completely understood that he was no match for such a person. Yi Chen was a god. Shang Guanfeng fell to his knees. Everyone looked at him and saw that there was actually liquid flowing out from between his legs. They didn't even need to look to know that he had really pissed his pants. Yi Chen would never forgive him for such an assassination. He knew very well that. He pretended to be crazy and wanted to escape. Yi Chen's eyes became strange and unpredictable. As the judge, the pressure from him was too much for Shang Guanfeng to bear. Spare, swoosh. Before Shang Guanfeng could say anything, a sword chi brushed past and everything fell silent. Boom, boom, boom. Following that, a round head fell to the ground and kept rolling like a dirty ball. Everyone was shocked. They watched as Yi Chen walked back. He was not the victor but a god who controlled everything. Many people could not bear the shock of Yi Chen's mind and worshipped him directly. Of course, these people's martial will was very weak. Feng Yun's eyes were cold. He did not expect to fail. He secretly cursed Shang Guanfeng for being a super trash, but it was useless. Yi Chen still returned safely. Yi Chen wins. Feng Wei announced in the fighting ring. Yi Chen, this kid is too powerful. I can't believe an outsider did this. How did he see through Shang Guanfeng's trick? He's too scary. Everyone re-evaluated Yi Chen. Many people did not dare to gossip behind his back because they looked at Yi Chen as if they were looking at a devil or a god. Once their actions were found out, it was uncertain if they would be killed on the spot because no one could predict his behavior. Fellow Yi, congratulations, congratulations! The patriarch stepped forward with a cheeky smile on his face. He was not worried at all. As Yi Chen's good friend, Yi Chen had never disappointed him for a long time. Therefore, his trust in him was natural and absolute. Master. Yi Wushuang stepped forward to welcome him. He's just a useless dog. What can he do? Brother Yi is peerless indeed. Looks like I was too hasty, ha. Bai Hua stepped forward. Brother Bai, you're too kind. This is just the beginning. I said that I'll help the Bai clan win the championship. I'll keep my word. Yes. Bai Hua quickly sat down and did not dare to speak anymore. Next match, the Li clan against the Tianyuan dojo. As soon as this was said, the entire place was in an uproar. The Li clan's Li Yulong had used poison to kill Hu Yuan. Would the Tianyuan dojo let this go? This was definitely a great battle of tit for tat. Thud, thud, thud. The ground trembled as a person walked over from the Tianyuan dojo. This person was even more mighty than Hu Yuan. He was the martial grandmaster of the Tianyuan dojo. It's the martial grandmaster of the Tianyuan dojo. I heard that this person's body hardening technique is invincible in Fengzhou City. That's right. This person's body is like a diamond, and he knows body hardening technique. The subtlety of it is praised by everyone. This is going to be interesting. I wonder who from the Li clan will accept the challenge. It won't be Li Yulong again, right? Everyone was puzzled. At this moment, a person walked over from the Li clan. This person had a similar figure to Li Yulong, but his face was different. Li Yulong had a strange look on his face, but this person looked righteous. Li clan's Li Yufeng is here to ask for guidance. Ha, I dare not ask for guidance. However, Li Yulong killed Hu Yuan with poison. How will this be settled? How? I, Li Yufeng, am willing to take responsibility. End of this chapter.